I call this meeting to order for Tuesday, October 28th, 2025. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Susan Payne,
Here?
Mayor Pro Tem Sherry McDonald, Commissioner Crystal Guthrie,
Here.
Commissioner Stephen Burnett,
Here.
Commissioner Warren Robinson,
Here.
Commissioner Josh Reardon,
Here.
Commissioner Mark Tapley.
Here.
Madam Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you. I'm looking around the room. Okay. If you will stand, aw. All right. If you will stand for the invocation, I can go ahead and do it. Okay. Whatever. Let you go ahead and do it. Well, you're doing the pledge. If you stand for the invocation, I'm sorry, I'll give the invocation followed by the pledge given by, or led by Commissioner Robinson. Lord Jesus, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this time that we can come together, Lord, and do your business, Lord. We just pray, Lord, that you would just be in the midst of us, Lord, that you would open our hearts, open our ears, Lord, and Lord, we pray that as we go through the agenda tonight, Lord, and all the things, Lord, that are taking place in this city right now, Lord, we pray that you would just be with us, that you would lead us, you would guide us, and you would direct us in all that we do and all that we say. In Jesus' name, amen.
You join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We're going to move on to the approval of the agenda. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oh, that's you. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. We're going to move on to the approval of agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda? Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to move on to the approval of the agenda. We do have to take one thing off. We will not be adjourning into executive session, which would be item 11. So we're going to take that off. We will not be adjourning into executive session. So with that, do I have a motion to approve the agenda? Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem McDonald, a second from Commissioner Guthrie. Can we put up the vote, please? And motion passes 7-0. We're going to move on to presentations. I have a proclamation, but nobody here to receive it, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I am going to tell you what it is. It's concerning Extra Mile Day. We do that every year. I read this proclamation, and it's basically encouraging people to go that extra mile to do something nice for somebody, or I'm going to read the last part of it, and it's encouraging people to go to Extra Mile Day in Alamogordo, which is on November 1st, and urging each individual of the community to take time on this day to not only go the extra mile in his or her own life, but to also acknowledge all those who are inspirational in their efforts and commitment to make their organizations, families, community, country, or world a better place. And we will send a copy of that to whoever needs to get that. And with that, we're going to move on to item 2. Always one of my favorite times. I'm probably going to miss this the most. Swearing in of police officers Aaron Lopez, Travis Anderson, Kevin De La Fuente, and Katie, who has the last name that I can't pronounce. Pulliam. Sorry. Katie Pulliam, and Judge Overstreet, who I really want to call Mr. Overstreet, sorry, is going to swear them in. Welcome, sir. Thank you for being here. And congratulations to all of you. We're excited about this. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our police chief.
Well, good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, Commission, Dr. Hernandez. I won't take up a bunch of your time, but I think it's proper and necessary to introduce to you 4 of our newest officers to the Alamogordo area. I think it's important that as they make their way forward, that they are sworn in by Judge Overstreet, and they're in front of the public and in front of the commission of whom they'll be serving, hopefully for a long, long time. So from left to right, we've got Officer De La Fuente, Officer Anderson, Officer Lopez, and Officer Pulliam. And so I'll turn it over to Judge Overstreet for the swearing in.
Raise your right hand for me and just repeat after me. I, as a police officer of the Alamogordo Police Department, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States, the Constitution and laws of the State of New Mexico, the ordinances of the City of Alamogordo, and I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially discharge the duties of police officer of the City of Alamogordo to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Congratulations, everybody.
Family, we're going to take some photos from municipal court. If you guys want to follow me.
I'm not going to. You can. I have no issue with you bringing it up. I think. I mean, you're saying yes.
Okay, give them time to clear out. All right, we're going to move on to public comment. I have several people signed up for public comment. Couple of things for those of you who haven't been here before. Public comment is 3 minutes per person. Public comment is not an action item, so we cannot have a dialogue back and forth. We're not being rude. That's the rule, sorry. But we're all very interested, of course, in what you have to say. So if you will, when I call your name, if you'll come up to the microphone, state your name for the record, because we do have Dylan back there taking notes and making sure we document everything. And there will be a timer up for 3 minutes. And I do have to try to limit that to 3 minutes. So again, I'm not trying to be rude, I promise. Just, we get scrutinized and then I hear about it. So the first one we've got is Rhiannon Farley? Rhiannon Farley.
Can I
How
move
are
this?
you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So growing up in, hi, City of Alamogordo. I don't know how to address you guys. I do apologize.
That worked.
And that's
Yeah.
fine. So growing up in Alamogordo, I saw just the way of just how life can come and go very shortly. My family has been first responders for a long time. Overall, just my family has always been built around service, from military to first responders to even afterlife keepers. And I say that because my family even grew up in the funeral industry. So I've seen life be taken away and God work at the same day. So it's definitely an importance for mental health of just how strong and how crazy life can be in just an instant. But today really isn't about that. What this is about is an extreme amplitude. The reason that we are all here today, and there's a force behind me for sure, and I've really never seen this other than a few other times, but this gym, and not just this gym, but different gyms in Alamogordo have saved numerous people's lives, especially my life. I grew up with Twister's Gym, which was on the other side of Granada Shopping Center, and I saw that even in that lifetime, to where athletes kind of outgrew that space like no tomorrow. So we are here to not say that oh, I'm so sorry. That, have you ever felt like so weighted down and everything like that, that you can't get to what you need to do, that you're just, life and everything like that. So when that happens and you finally get to the gym and you finally be free and you see the kids land the stunts, you've seen them and everything like that, they're out in the parking lot. The first time ever I landed my back handspring, my grandparents had a panic attack because I was in the parking lot of Granada Shopping Center doing that, saying don't do that. But extreme altitude gives people to where they feel strong, they feel free, and they feel seen. So with everything that's going on with their LIDA Fund, this is a place to where Alamogordo, what LIDA Fund stands for me, extreme altitude is the one that deserves that. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next, is it Adele? Is that how you pronounce Adele? Adele Hughes?
Good evening. My name is Adele Hughes, and I am the mom of one of Extreme Amplitude's smallest gymnasts. And we are a military family stationed here at Holloman Air Force Base. For months, I have had the pleasure of watching my daughter flourish at Extreme Amplitude's gym. However, I am here today to share how I see more than my daughter's life being impacted at Extreme Amplitude and how the gym is a fundamental and pivotal part of this community and therefore deserving of LIDA funds. Extreme Amplitude is an empowering environment with dedicated coaching staff to enrich the lives of every person who walks through their door. From young toddlers to adults, people are taught and encouraged to strive for excellence while developing confidence and dedication. With the classes offered at Extreme Amplitude, athletes are provided a space to learn, develop, and showcase their passion for gymnastics and dance. As the only facility in town to offer the range of classes Extreme Amplitude does, it is imperative that the space meets the needs of this community. I ask the individuals that are awarding this grant to consider the lives in this community that need a place of belonging and empowerment. Consider the military children I apologize. As gymnastics or dance may be what feels like home when home is always changing. And lastly, I ask you to consider what positive impact comes from those that are dedicated with a mission to enrich and empower the lives of others, as Echo and the staff of Extreme Amplitude do. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Alec, is it Multeri? Okay, I was going to be very close when I said it, so. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good evening. I'm going to be speaking.
Could you
in
just state
support-
your name for the record? I'm sorry.
It's Alec Monteri.
Okay.
I'm going to be speaking in support of Extreme Amplitude. There's no real way to put into words everything that Extreme Amplitude has really provided for me, but I'm going to try. XA has taught me so much more than just gymnastics in my time as both a competitive gymnast and a coach. The staff taught me about perseverance, about teamwork, and about how to be a good person and not just a good athlete. My teammates taught me that being a team is more than just winning, but more than anything that it could have taught me, XA gave me a place to go where I didn't have anywhere else to be. It provided me a home when I didn't really have that, where I laid my head down every night, and it pulled me out of a really dark place where I truly do not think I would really be here without the staff, and how incredible they really were through my teenage years. Being a coach and a director has given me an environment where my strengths and passions are really able to thrive. I'm supported by a fantastic boss, by gym managers, fellow directors, and coaches who push me to be better every single day. Being able to teach gymnastics and help not just the athletes, but just the kids who come in every single day with the same struggles that I once went through is such a rewarding job for me, and it's more than just a job. I am so passionate about everything that XA stands for, and I couldn't picture myself doing anything else in life. While we have such an amazing group of staff, we have amazing students, we just are running out of space. There's so much more that we want to provide that we're just not able to. with how small our space is right now. And our programs are growing, and it would be really, really helpful if we had that extra space that we're really looking for. So please help XA not only continue to provide the safe space it once provided to me when I needed it, but to grow and provide it to even more families. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Is it Alyssa? What is it? Okay. You're going to have to say that in the microphone for me.
Okay. Hi, I'm Elisa Drain. I'm talking about Extreme Amplitude. I love Extreme Amplitude because when I moved here, my old gym, I didn't really like it. But when I moved to Extreme Amplitude, it was really welcoming, and it was just really nice to have people around you to support you and help you with stuff that you need help for gymnastics. And Extreme is like it's a really nice place, but if we have a bigger space, we would be able to host competitions for the athletes, and we would be able to like try to win medals and have so much fun competing in our own gym. Thank you.
Thank you. How old are you? How old are you?
12 years old.
Well, that took a lot of courage. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. Were we scary? Oh. My husband tells me that all the time. It's okay. All right. Carlin? Is it Carlin? Yes, ma'am. Carlin Graham. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Getting a little emotional. Oh my gosh. Okay, so hello. My name is Carlin Graham. So I am military. I moved here from Illinois whenever I was freshly 18. And whenever I moved down here, I didn't have a car. I have a background in dance. So obviously I needed a job. So Extreme Amplitude was in walking distance of my apartment. So I was like, okay, I'll go check it out. So I walked over there and I go in and I talked to Coach Echo. She was at the front desk at the time. And I told her I use a dance coach. I was interested in coaching dance. And she said, well, we don't have a dance program just yet, but my big thing is I like to listen to my coaches and try to pursue the dreams of my coaches. And then she was like, you walked all the way over here. It's July and it's really hot outside. So, yeah. But anyways, so now I coach jazz dance, I coach gymnastics, I coach recreational cheerleading, competition cheerleading, and it's a really good time. I've never really been one to exaggerate, but every time I go into the gym, I feel the weight lifted off my shoulders from the day, which not a lot of people can say that about their jobs. It really is a special place, and I can only imagine how many more people like me who have backgrounds in dance and gymnastics and cheerleading that are military coming in, how much that could help them, because right now we're running out of space. We want to have more classes every day, but I'm like, oh, Echo, I have this idea for this class. Well, what time do we have the back room, dance room open for that? Well, we don't, because there's too many classes, so and not enough space. But I cannot speak. I could speak for the rest of the night on the goodness of Coach Echo. If you not only a good boss, a good person, a good listener, the best coach, and I just love Extreme. It's like my home away from home. In a place where I am 17 and a half hours away from my whole family and everybody I know. I come into the gym every day and I see my family. And that is a really special thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I can't read the next one. I got nothing for you. Are you a lawyer, a doctor? What are you? No?
Catherine Schmidt.
Oh, okay. Just asking.
Okay, so I'm Catherine Schmidt. Hello. I've been coaching for 15 years. I started coaching when I was 15. I have a bachelor's in HR administration and associates in liberal arts and science, and I'm also an ex-veteran, so Army hooah. This is one of the best gyms I've ever went to. I've been coaching for many years. When I went to Alamogordo, I started coaching here in 2021, so I've been coaching about 4.5 years. And so what I would like to bring today is that according to the newest Census Bureau here is that we have about 32,000 population in Alamogordo. And the reason why the XA needs to be in this community is that it is a small community. One of the reasons is that in our era where kids are spending more time indoors and looking at Xbox and on the screen, a facility dedicated to gymnastics, dance, and cheer provides structure, high energy activity that builds strength, agility, coordination, and discipline. These are lifelong benefits that transcend the gym. Okay. The second reason is the slogan that XA has, which is Be the Example. This speaks directly to our responsibility as coaches and as people to provide positive outlets for our youth. When children are actively engaged in athletics, they're less likely to drift into negative behaviors, which saves our city resources and improves our quality of life. The next reason is with the population just over 30,000, with many families in Alamogordo may not have immediate access to elite athletic programs, a local gym means no long drives, less expense, and a stronger connection to the community. This makes our city more attractive to families and help retain to young people. Due to varied interests such as dance, cheer, gymnastics, not all children fit into this box. So some want to flip, some may want to tumble, others want to dance, and others want to cheer. XA's multidiscipline approach ensures that we meet a wide spectrum of youth interests and abilities. This inclusive model helps all children feel that they belong. Another reason is economic and community benefit. A thriving local gyms brings foot traffic, families spending time in our city, and potential jobs. It reinforces our local economy and enriches Alamogordo's social fabric. It adds to the amenities that make our city a place that people stay and invest in. Lastly, smaller communities often miss out on dedicated facilities that big cities have. Establishing this gym here means we are investing in the children of Alamogordo and giving them opportunities that otherwise might require leaving town. Lastly, we respectfully request that the Commission support this grant. This will support the XA to start and expand services in this town and benefit hundreds of youth. In closing, I want to emphasize when we give our children an environment of positivity, activity, and teamwork, we're not just offering gymnastics or dance. We're building better citizens, stronger families, and a more vibrant community. We have the chance to be the example. Thank you for your time and your service to Alamogordo and your consideration of this important investment.
Thank you. And finally, we have Michelle Craig. A very simple name, and I could read your writing. How about that?
I'm a teacher by trade. There might be a reason.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Good evening. My name is Michelle Craig, and I'm a proud military wife and even prouder mom of a gymnast that goes to Extreme Amplitude. As a military family, we've moved more times than I can count. Each new place comes its own challenges. We were very excited to see Extreme Amplitude when we moved here. And we have a new everything every time we move and trying to find a sense of belonging all over again. When we moved to Alamogordo, I worried about my daughter and how she would adjust, as every military parent does. But the moment she walked into Extreme Amplitude Gym on a random day when it was open, we were welcomed with open arms by the coaches and the staff and the other athletes. It quickly became more than just a gym. It became a home away from home, and it's not just because of the multiple hours she spends there. The coaches there don't just teach them gymnastic skills. They teach confidence, discipline, teamwork, and resilience, which is extremely important, especially for military children. But it teaches all the kids great things to thrive both in the gym and out of the gym. My daughter has grown stronger physically, but even more importantly, she has grown in confidence and self-belief. As a parent, there's nothing more meaningful than seeing your child light up with a passion and a purpose, especially when they're finding new things every 2 to 3 years. Extreme Amplitude has given her that, and it's given our family a community that we're proud to be a part of. So from one grateful parent and a proud military family, We ask that you seriously consider Extreme Amplitude for this much-needed grant. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to move on to the city manager's report. We're actually not going to talk about LEADA funding until item 10, but quite honestly, it won't take that long to get there. So bear with us while we get through the rest of this. We're moving on to the city manager's report.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem Commission. I'll keep it kind of short. Last week, we had the New Mexico Municipal League conference held here, and I just want to say it was awesome, and thank you all for showing up. New Mexico, the state of New Mexico was pretty in awe of how much commission participation there was. They had
I
a
would
great,
say jealous was more of the
jealous.
word.
They were just really grateful for the hospitality and the welcoming from the city of Alamogordo. We had a lot of participation. The chamber showed up, we showed up, the base showed up. So there was a lot of participation, and they were pretty in awe of that. So then going into the Great Rocks project, I wanted to update you, but part of the conference, we did a last-minute pivot because they were so happy and just excited about the big project downtown that the very last day they were pouring concrete at the intersection of 8th and 9th Street. And at the very last minute, we decided to go get their handprints in the concrete for the 40th anniversary of Main Street. And so that just kind of just the straw that broke the camel's back. They were just so ecstatic on the whole thing. Just a little quick update. I know everybody knows November 29th is scheduled for opening, and we're going to hit that target for sure. They're paving next week, the first week in November, so they'll start paving. So all is looking good. Show up for our businesses on that day. The Oregon project, it was extended through March 26th because of the change order last meeting, but they're going to start paving next week as well from 16th to 18th Street. The golf course, the contractor sent the substantial completion letter to Justin. They did not do the walkthrough because there were some things that were not functional. It wasn't a fully functional. So Justin gave them this week, and they'll do the walkthrough next week. Commissioner Guthrie, I don't know if you saw my email, but okay. So I'll skip that one. And I just want to remind everyone, this Friday is Ronnie's last day, 43 years. We are so grateful for her, and I'm so sad to be losing her. She just has a wealth of information. If you can make it to the Senior Center on Friday, 3 to 5, they're doing a retirement celebration for her. And we did select Eileen Flint as the new Community Services Director. She took over as of yesterday. Just a quick update on dispatch. We are rocking and rolling. We are moving pretty steady forward. All of our positions have been posted. We are looking at 12 dispatchers and 2 supervisors, and I believe the interviews for the specialists are happening this week. So we're rocking and rolling on that one. And then just for some reason, I'm getting a lot of questions on the zoo projects because we have a bunch of them going on. But right now, the ones we have, the zoo wall will be done at the end of November. The bear enclosure that's ICIP funded is in design phase. The duck pond is designed and complete, and we will be putting that out on November 1st. And then the storm drain, since we're opening Main Street, that will be also advertised on November 1st. And I think that's all I got. Oh, I do want to say Dr. Moise is here, and a shout out to him because he's going to help with our downtown, and he's donating pomegranate trees. So
Where is he at?
He's right there somewhere.
Oh, hi there. I'm going to tell you, this man right here is investing an incredible amount of money into our downtown area, and he really deserves an applaud. He really does. What he's doing down there is, I don't think we've seen it. I just don't think we've seen anything like it. Thank you, sir, for saving an old building. I talk about you all the time. But anyway, yeah, no, it's been incredible. Okay, is that it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're going to move on to commissioner comments. Does anybody have anything?
Check it. Oh, go ahead. You're good.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I got a complaint the other day, I think it was the day before yesterday, about that, the RV dump down there at the chamber, like in front of the chamber. Are we anticipating bringing that back, or is that going to stay permanently closed?
We are looking at permanently closing that. There's a lot of issues with it, the sewer, and Dave's not here to talk about it, but yeah, we got to do a sewer assessment. So we haven't made that decision. The sewer line has been pretty bad. The problem is they used to also drop grease in it, so the grease
Built up?
and,
So it's something that can't be repaired? Because that thing actually does get quite a bit of use
it does.
on the weekends and
The problem,
Monday
one of
mornings.
the problem is we get complaints is, we have generals and colonels, and the chamber hosts a lot of VIPs, and then we have the VIPs go there, and there's people dumping their sewage there. And, that kind of happened last time. And so we get complaints both ways, but we're going to have to go in there and look at the sewers.
Or maybe
line.
potentially look at
Move it
moving
somewhere.
it somewhere else?
That's probably
A different
what
location.
we're going to think, yeah.
Okay.
The fairgrounds doesn't have that?
Yeah, they do.
Theirs wasn't working the other day, too. This guy called and chewed on me about that because theirs wasn't working either.
And I think there's one at the truck stop.
Yeah, the Kent Quick
Yeah.
also has one there.
Yeah, I think the Maverick out here has one as well, but.
Okay, does anybody else have any?
I do.
Yes.
Where are we at on the audit for Ultra Health?
For Ultra, you mean Daryl's going to send a letter to, they haven't met it, obviously, so they can't pay it. They haven't, we're just going to have to go either foreclose or get the money back.
Is that the
Daryl's-
Presto building?
Yes, the cookie factory, the Ultra Health, all of that, yep. So they're going to have to pay us back the money
So then it goes back to us?
if they don't pay us back the money.
Okay.
Also, I just want to congratulate the boys and girls golf team. This weekend, they were up in Hobbs, and the girls took first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, and then the boys took first, second, and third. So congratulations to them.
Are they all right?
3 of them.
Thought I'd ask.
And then
Anybody else have anything?
also, Grant hosted the Alamo Invite this weekend, and I have to say it was an amazing tournament. So congratulations to y'all. That will be their last Alamo Invite that they hold as GNL Golf. So hopefully the tournament continues because it was a blast. So.
Yeah. And I would like to just add to that, the golf course maintenance people did a really good job of making that look as.
I'm sorry, can you say that louder, please?
I had a part in that? No.
I said it, so,
Sorry.
no, they did a really, really good job.
A very good job.
And I had a lot of comments that a lot of people looked at that very positive, like, hey, it's going to change. And we've seen a lot of good change in a very little time. So.
Did you
shout
get
out.
that, Dr. Hernandez?
I did, and I'll pass it on. Thank you.
I also have one more thing.
Yes.
I want to remind the constituents out there, when we have an agenda and we're voting on something, please do not call the business owners and harass them. Call us as the commissioners and let us deal with that particular issue.
I'm going to guess something happened.
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody called Echo's Gym and harassed her over
I'm very sorry
applying
that
for
happened.
the LEDA funds.
I'm
So-
very sorry that happened. Okay, I have a few things that I would like to address. And you're going to have to bear with me. But don't worry, I only have 4 meetings left, so then you don't have to listen to me anymore. But you do have to bear with me for a moment. There appears to be a back and forth between myself and the chamber, and I did not intend for it to be that way, but apparently everybody has to have the last word. So I just want to clear the air. There was an op-ed, or I guess that's what you call it, or an opinion piece in the Daily News. And I actually got a call from a friend of mine who is in the Greek Isles. I think she's in the Greek Isles right now. But she was very upset about this opinion piece, and it had to do with something that I said at the last commission meeting. And so I just want to very briefly address it, which is that we ask the Chamber of Commerce to come here in person so that I asked the Chamber of Commerce to come here in person so that we could get an update on economic development. We pay them for economic development services. Rather than come here in person, they chose to submit a report. Well, the report, in my opinion, was very subjective, and I couldn't ask questions, and so I was left to form opinions, which they didn't like my opinions. But I will tell you that in this op-ed, I basically was told that I was a liar, and that's okay. I don't care about that. But I do want you to know that a couple of the things that they addressed, actually, they didn't really pertain to me. They pertain to, and I'll just tell you, Danielle Rondelet, and the chamber took credit for it, and Danielle's upset, and she's out of the country, and she sent some stuff to me and asked me just to mention this. So what I have here is I have Project Rise and the Gateway Freedom Monument. It was a concept to begin with. It was a concept. We all agree on that. It has evolved into a 501c3, and it was done for the purpose of the F4 project so that they could take money as a nonprofit so that the people that donated money would get the tax write-off. Danielle formed the 501c3. I have the information right here. This has been her baby since inception of the nonprofit. Okay, not the concept of Project Rise, which was different, but of the actual nonprofit. She has raised tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars for this project. If you don't know what the F4 project is, it's out there at the Maverick at the intersection of 54 and 70. And Danielle Rondelet, as evidenced by the information that I have here, is actually the one that started this and has kept this going. And she asked me to share that. With regard to the 5 and Thrive Guide, which was the one that I was very adamant that was hers, the chamber has suggested it's not. I have some minutes here from November 20th of 2004 from the Chamber of Commerce under new business. The very first thing is, and in this report, so I guess there was a report sent by the chamber supposedly to all the commissioners. Somehow my name got left off of that. I just don't understand it. But anyway, I did not get it, but Dr. Hernandez was kind enough to send me a copy of it. And I noticed in that letter that there were some emails embedded about the U-line or whatever that is. But if you look at those emails, they are all dated from the first of the year. So me saying that they hadn't spoke since May, I still don't think that's incorrect. I did double check with PNM. But also, they claim that they brought a military spouse there, and they, meaning the chamber, brought a military spouse there, and they were the ones that got the 5 and Thrive Guide going. I have the minutes from November of 2024 under new business. It says addition of Michaelis Rosales, and it says Danielle Rondelet. Danielle shared a book called 5 and Thrive from SAFB, which I'm assuming is San Antonio. SAFB, what's SAFB? San Antonio, in Wichita, no, San Angelo, Wichita Falls, Texas, that we want to look at having the chamber put into our community with the Alamogordo Information and Holloman Air Force Base. She's worked incredibly hard on that, and I can tell you as somebody who tries to work really hard, as we all do, and routinely is told that they're not working hard enough. I find it disingenuous that somebody would try to take credit for her work. But I do have the information. I have more. I'm not going to go into it. But I would never make those comments unless I could back them up, and I can back them up. And I'm tired of this back and forth with the chamber. This is getting ridiculous. I simply ask that they come here and provide an update on economic development, because we are giving them $50,000 in taxpayer money to do just that. The report that they gave us instead, I felt was full of a lot of fluff because nothing really addressed true economic development. Maybe their definition is different than mine. But I'm sorry, but I didn't lie about it, and I wouldn't do that. So that is that. Last night, we had a forum, a candidates forum. Everybody knows I'm not running again. I'm uber excited about moving on to a new chapter and doing something different. But we had a forum last night. During that forum, one of the candidates said that he had no conflicts of interest, and he had no nepotism. Those were his words. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. After the, and he did say that we have a terrible relationship with the military and have had for many, I mean, basically that's what he said. I think everybody heard that. So after the forum was over, I introduced myself, I shook his hand, and I questioned him, and I said, how can you say that you don't have a conflict of interest when your wife works for the city of Alamogordo in the city clerk's office? The city clerk's office is the commission liaison. So how can you say there's no conflict of interest, and how can you say that would not be nepotism if you were elected? Because your wife, again, works for the city of Alamogordo. He did not like my question, and he just got very quiet, and he looked down. And then I said to him, I tried to explain to him that we have a great relationship with the military. Commissioner Robinson actually reminded me that last year we were actually the Altus Award winner, which is a very prestigious award for the military, very hard to get, and we were the Altus Award winner. And that is really unheard of in a city our size, to be honest with you. That is something that just doesn't happen. It's very difficult. We're competing against San Antonio and Santa Angelo and all these other places. I personally meet with the military, if not monthly, bi-monthly for sure. I attend all the military events at my own expense. And I'm not trying to do the I'm just trying to put this in context. I attend all the military events. I pay for it out of my own pocket. I do not ask for reimbursement. Air Force Ball this weekend just cost me $120 for my husband and I to go. I host events at my house because I am the honorary commander for the wing. And I do that at my own expense. And quite frankly, I enjoy that kind of stuff. I really do. I love our military members. I absolutely adore the leadership at Holloman Air Force Base and have been told, and our liaison for the military is here, so she can verify to you what I'm saying. My point is I approached this candidate and I just questioned him, and the biggest thing to me was because the subject of nepotism and conflicts of interest were brought up. I wanted to make it clear that you can't lie to the citizens, and if you're doing that now as a candidate, then that scares me. Please keep in mind that in 60 days, I will be a private citizen. I always joke around that I'm way more dangerous as a private citizen than I am as an elected official, but that's not really a joke. I'm very serious about that. So he didn't like being questioned. Well, I gotta tell you, as the mayor, I'm questioned all the time. I can't even go to Albertsons and buy a bag of potatoes without somebody staring at me or snickering at me. Or, they like me too. There are people that like me. I know, shocker, but there are. That's something you have to get used to. And if that bothers him, then that concerns me. Did it get loud? It got loud only because there was a crowd of people around. And I will apologize for getting loud. I do have a hearing problem. It's medically documented, so I never know how loud I'm talking. I do actually wear hearing aids, but they're broken and I haven't had time to fix them. I need to, I know. So if I got loud, it was because I can't hear. I can't hear. It was a loud crowd, and I thought I needed to speak louder. And did I get upset? Yeah, I did get upset because he didn't like being questioned, And I didn't like the fact that he was questioning not just my integrity, because I get questioned all the time, but he was questioning the integrity really of our city manager. And quite frankly, I'm tired of the nonsense. I don't know if that's, I ran campaigns for several years, and I don't know if that's just a thing that people think they need to do, but clearly he's not running against me, he's running against the other candidate. So if his intention is to insult me or insult our city leadership, then that just says way more about his character. So I apologize for being loud. I do not apologize for speaking to him because I am a voter. I'm going to be voting for our next mayor, just like everybody else. And so I have a right and a duty to ask those questions. I do not vote based on the letter in the back of somebody's name. I think that's a very irresponsible way to vote. I vote based on the issues. And if you can't answer a simple question like, does your wife work for the city, then I question your ability to be mayor, and I have no problem saying that. So that's what happened last night. So I wanted to get, I believe that we should be transparent, and I really believe you need to get out in front of things. I'm not going to sweep that under the rug, so to speak. So that is what happened with that. The third thing, and the last thing I'm going to mention, is the dispatch center, because that's getting really old. And I asked Dr. Hernandez to please explain where the money is coming for the dispatch center, because it's not a matter of finding the money. We have the money. It's a done deal. So if you could just explain real quick where that money is coming from so we can put that to bed as well.
Yes, so it is funded. We did move some of the cannabis money in. And remember, we did have money already budgeted for dispatch because we were giving money to Berta. So the money is coming from the general fund. It doesn't need to be found. So, I mean, I'm not sure what else to say
No,
other
that's
than
good.
other than it's funded. We have the money. Like
Right.
I just said,
So there's-
everything's moving forward.
There's about $600,000 or so from the cannabis money.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there, there's 600,000. We budgeted 1.2 million to give to Tiberta before we took it back. So now we're at $1.8 million already that we have. So we really only had to find about $700,000. I know to you that probably sounds like a lot. In government world, quite frankly, it's just not that much money. The city is very responsible with their money, and if we said you really need to find $700,000, I wouldn't blink an eye because I know that they could do it. So it's not a matter of having to find the money. We have the money for the dispatch center. And when we knew we were pulling out of it or potentially pulling out of it, our staff got to work on it right away because that's responsible governance. And, you know, our finance director and our acting city manager both have degrees in finance. So I don't even worry about that kind of stuff. But I did want to mention it because I think it's important. The question was asked last night, whatever. But I did want to mention it because it was a lot of money, but nobody has to find the money. And that was the 2.5 million that they were talking about. It's already been found. And I might add, we probably would not have had to have that much if the county did not deny us access to the equipment when we pulled out, which they could have not done that, but they chose to do that. Fortunately, again, we're very resourceful, so that's not an issue. And with that, I think that that's all I have. Anybody else? Okay, we're going to move on to the consent agenda. Does anybody have anything they want to pull from the consent agenda?
Item number 4.
Item 4. Okay, so we're going to pull, are we just for discussion, right?
for discussion.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, with that, do I have a motion to approve 3, 5, 6, and 7 on the consent agenda? I have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem McDonald. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Commissioner Robinson. Can we put up the vote? Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Motion passes 7-0. I was reading item 4. Sorry. Okay. We are going to move on to items pulled from the consent agenda. Item 4, consider and approve change order 1 annual fee increase from $30,000 to $100,000 to G&L Golf for extension of contract and loss of revenue due to the current condition of the golf course and transition to new management contract per commission direction.
Yeah, so I just had a question about it as far as, I remember the discussion of being that we were going to add some additional funds to take care of some issues that were there. But the way I'm reading the letter that Grant sent you, it says the additional amount of 100,000, but this one just says a total of 100,000. Is he not getting his yearly salary as well?
He's
On
getting.
top of that?
The terms of the contract stay the same, except the fee that we pay 30,000, we're paying 100,000. So all the terms of the original contract still stay the same.
So it's additional 70,000?
It's an additional 100,000.
It's an additional 100,000?
Yeah, because we're extending the contract out for the 9 months, so it's kind of like a new contract year, I guess.
Okay, so it says from 30,000 to 100,000.
Because we're in a new contract year, because of a new year, so
Right,
instead of
so
the
that's-
30,000, he's getting the 100,000.
Right, so that's 70,000 more.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, so he's getting 70,000 additional,
I gotcha.
than the 30,000, yes, so we're in the new contract year. The 100,000 will be spread over the, I guess, 9 months now,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, I just tried to understand, because the way it reads is that he would be getting an additional 100,000 on top of the 30,000 that he already gets.
So that's, I don't believe that's how it was discussed, I might have written it
Well,
written it
I'm
wrong.
just, from what I'm reading
Okay.
here, that's the way it sounds.
Okay,
So I was just trying to
So to
make
clear it,
sure
yeah.
that we were upholding to what, from the letter which Grant
Yeah.
sent you. But
Oh,
the
it
way,
says-
the way I read it,
Yeah, I
it
see
says
what
an
you're saying.
additional, not including.
Well, it just says from $30,000 to
Right,
100,000.
I understand that what it says here, but what I'm saying is
Oh,
from.
I gotcha, okay. You're talking about in the packet?
Correct.
I gotcha.
And maybe I'm
Okay, so,
reading it wrong?
Do we need to make an adjustment in the way it's read? Or the way
Please.
it's written?
so,
I mean, I guess I need to,
Can
we
we
need to
make
make
that
sure that this is correct for one.
so,
Steve, can you read specifically where it states?
Well, it says the contract extension additional amount of 100,000.
That's what it says in the letter.
Right.
so is that the, which letter are you speaking of? I'm
The
sorry.
25,
I
26
don't have it in
contract
front of me.
extension, financial justification.
Okay, so if you look at the contract under compensation,
Hold on, let me get there.
I believe it's under compensation.
Where is the compensation?
oh, I see what you're
On the
saying.
addendum number 4, it states that as well.
Where it says contract extension additional amount of 100,000, yeah.
It does read that way.
Okay.
So-
However you want to approve it.
It says,
It's dated 10/15/25. It's a letter from you
Okay,
to Grant, and I see what he's saying.
okay. I think I'm understanding what you're saying too.
yeah, it does say included an additional amount of 100,000.
Okay.
It doesn't say anything about the 30,000 in there.
No, not in that one, it doesn't.
Right, the one before it does.
Just so we know exact amount of what we're approving. Are we doing 100 or are we doing 130?
So the motion should be to make sure that we
So
say.
the way it's written is the way, the annual increase from 30 to 100,000.
I mean, what I'm asking is that what you and Grant talked about?
That's how I understood it.
That, I just want to make sure there's no confusion.
Grant's like, I ain't saying a word.
Come on, Granny's actually right here, so
kidding.
however
Grant, would you like to speak?
You can come
please,
up, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Clarify.
Okay. When I originally talked to Stephanie back in February, March with Mr. Tapley, it was $100,000 additional to make things work. Additional.
Okay,
When I signed the contract, it says additional, okay? I'm fine with the way she's got it written here, as long as I get paid for what's already happened, which is July 1st to September 30th. And that was billed September 1st, and we still don't have it. So I'm fine with the way she's got it written. We can make that work as long as that first 3 months of the original contract is honored and paid. And it was $100,000 with us absorbing the gross receipts tax.
So the actual contract does say additional. So the way I have it written is wrong on there. So
so are we doing 130,000?
according to the contract, yes.
Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, if that's how the
Trust
contract's
me,
written.
we've already put that much, a portion of that in already this year, just to keep us moving.
You're only talking about another $30,000, right?
His original fee.
The original fee.
Original plus.
It's original plus.
I am so okay with that, if everybody else is.
Can we correct the language before we vote on it?
We just put it
In
in
the
the motion
addendum,
that
it's
way.
stated correctly as additional.
Okay. And in the contract, so you would just approve annual increase from 30,000 to
To
130,000?
130,000. So do somebody want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion to,
So the motion would be to approve it
Approve it.
from 30,000 to
130,000,
130,000.
correct,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
I'll second.
So I have a motion from Commissioner Burnett to increase it from 30,000 to 130,000,
But I'll second.
and Commissioner Reardon will second it. That's your fee for it being due in September and not being paid till now. I'm just kidding.
No, she's got,
Let's go ahead and vote on this real
Right.
quick. Hold on
Yeah.
just a second. Okay. All right. Can we put up the vote?
It's up there.
We did. Okay, wait, let me switch screens. I'm sorry. Okay. And motion passes 7-0. Okay. We'll talk afterwards. It's
And
okay.
I believe the invoices should be paid. They submitted it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, motion passes 7-0. Okay, we're going to move on to public hearings. Item 8, consider and act upon the question of whether or not the Alcoholic Beverage Control Division of the State of New Mexico should grant the applicant New Mexico Pomegranate LLC, DBA, I don't know how you say that, is it PIMO?
We've been calling it PYMO.
PIMO Bistro and Hotels, a small brewer liquor license with on-premises consumption and patio service located at 923 New York Avenue. Does anybody have any questions for Dr. Moise?
When is it going to open?
Come up here. If you're going to answer them, come up here.
I love
That's what we
pomegranate.
want to know. When's it going to open, right?
Madam Mayor, distinguished commissioners, and Dr. Hernandez. My name is Dan Moise. I'm ready to answer all your questions. I'm seeking here the approval of my application for the liquor license for Brew House at 923 New York Avenue. Open to questions.
When's it going to open?
That's a hard question. We've been working on this building for now almost 1.5 years or more. And our first mission was to make it stable. And so we passed that stage. We made it stable, and now we are working on the interior design.
Okay.
The whole floor is concrete. The elevator shaft is done. The framing on the second floor is being done right now.
That's
The
incredible.
rough plumbing is done. We're working on the rough electricity and also the HC and I guess they call it HCVAC. So we're there every day. As a matter of fact, I'm there every day in the morning, checking on those guys. So we're pushing them. It's just, sometimes it doesn't go as fast as you want, but we're doing our best, and we have a great contractor who is staying on top of it.
I see
And,
them over there every day.
Yeah, he's just working hard, and we'll
So
try
for
to
those
get
of
it.
you who don't know, this building is located at the corner of 10th and New York. I was so terrified I wouldn't walk in the building. There was a steel beam that was, a big steel beam, that was bent over. And I think by the grace of God, that building stayed up, because I don't know how that happened. And we had condemned the building, and Dr. Moise went in, bought the building, and is investing money. The building is how old?
It's built in 1902.
1902, the building was built. Can you imagine? 1902, so what? 123 years old or
Roughly,
something
sir.
like that?
Much older than me, ma'am.
I know, right? I know, right? Well, my father-in-law, God bless him if he was still alive, was born in 1913, and that's older than he was. So he saved an old historic building, and it's going to be incredible. That's why I'm so excited about it.
Well,
But-
it wouldn't happen without the support.
So the beam
of-
is fixed.
Oh, yes, we are past that beam. That beam was fixed on the first 3 months. So, no, we're done with that.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good. Well, thank you for that. Does anybody have any questions?
Sometimes in 2026?
Early 2026.
Good.
I need to make this building
Yeah.
occupied with the
Profitable.
customers.
Yeah,
Yes.
you've done a lot. You've been
Thank you.
very generous with that building.
appreciate you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, anybody else have any questions? Okay, with that, do I have a motion to approve item 8?
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Guthrie and a second from Commissioner Robinson.
Second.
Can we put up the vote, please?
Commissioner Guthrie?
Yeah, I didn't get, nothing popped up for me. So I vote yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm just going to tell you one more time, if I could have voted yes 10 times, I would have done it. Thank you for what you're doing for our community. It really, truly is appreciated. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to item 9. I'm going to explain this because I'm sure that people were surprised when they saw it on there. So last meeting, after the last meeting, the next morning, Brenner Campbell was watching the meeting the night before. He lives in Florida. Watching the meeting the night before and asked to meet. Now, he did send out an email to all of the commissioners, so everybody had this opportunity to meet with him. I chose to take the opportunity because it's the right thing to do. We have to, I need to listen to what everybody has to say. What he said made a lot of sense to me, and I could not in good conscience, he was willing to fly out here from Florida, and I could not in good conscience not at least give him an opportunity, because what I think was explained to us, and it wasn't, I don't think it was intentional, I just think there was a misunderstanding, but what was explained to us about GRT is not, that's not accurate, that's not what the money was for. And so somebody had to sponsor it, and I chose to. I'm sure that that upset some people. That in no way has made up my mind about anything, but I have an obligation to bring this forward and at least allow him the opportunity. So if you will come up, sir, and explain to us. I will ask that this is a little emotionally charged, and I get it. But I just ask, not that I'm concerned about it, but I'm going to say it anyway, ask everybody to please be respectful, because he has a great concept that also, by the way, has to do with the military. So thank you, sir. It's all yours.
Well, Madam Mayor Pro Tem and Commission, thank you very much. My name is Brenner Campbell. I did fly in from Florida today, but I just moved there from Clovis, New Mexico. I just separated active duty in 22. I'm now in the reserves, serve up at Eielson Air Force Base in Alaska. So travel quite a bit. I own the Military Housing Authority, and we produced the very first off-base dorm for the United States Air Force up in Clovis, New Mexico. We're currently housing 212 airmen in that facility. It is a project that I built with my own money and with a lender out of West Texas that was willing to invest and try this out and see how it went. And it has gone very well. We started that process in 22. And so we've had them now. The Air Force has gone into their third year of taking that. We've hosted 3-star, 4-star generals, congressional leaders, folks from the Pentagon, every branch of the service, Army, Navy, Air Force, obviously, have all been to Clovis, New Mexico to see that project. I can definitively say it's the nicest dorm in the entire DoD. We wanted to bring something similar to Alamogordo. I've been working down here now for about 2 years. I've met with different leaders at the base. Different folks from there have gone up and seen what we provided out in Clovis. And so what we're trying to do is bring affordable housing to Alamogordo for our junior ranking service members. I had a meeting with the mayor. It was the home meeting earlier this year that the base put on. They invited folks to come in, and the base was trying to put out the message of how much housing they were short. At that time, they announced that they were roughly 700 beds short on the economy for their junior service members. That's your, they call it unaccompanied housing, so they're single. The folks that are here on the single. I got a text message today. As you're aware, the government is shut down, and so the civilians are furloughed. And Mr. Dan Cass was going to come speak. He wanted to, but because the government shut down, he does not authorize to do that because he is now a civilian. He's retired Air Force. He did pass along, though, to me today, their current estimate now is 950 beds. 950 beds short for their single airmen, all right? And he also passed along their 950 houses short for military families on the local economy. So it's a massive problem. I think you're tracking that the last multifamily project built in Alamogordo is 30 years ago. Construction costs are up. Rent rates in this area, just like in Clovis, have stayed depressed. And so it is very difficult to match up rent rates with the construction costs to make projects work. Our project here that we've been working on now for 2 years, it's estimated we're at roughly $19.9 million is what that's going to cost to build just phase 1 to get us to roughly 160 bedrooms. It's in apartment style, quadplex to 8-plex style units. And y'all, I won't insult your intelligence. I know you've seen the PowerPoint. I'm trusting you've seen that. We don't have to necessarily go through the whole thing tonight. I want to hit the highlights. And those highlights are we were awarded the first ever New Mexico Finance Authority loan of $15 million. The state created this fund last year. They went through the first round at the end of last year. They didn't get anybody to apply that could qualify for it. The second round kicked off. I did apply for it. And when I met with the NMFA board in June, July timeframe this year, they were ecstatic about the economic benefits that this was going to bring to Alamogordo. Massive economic benefits. For every bed that we're housing in airmen, and right now, let me be very clear, we do not have the same agreement on this project in place that I have in Clovis, New Mexico, all right? So as of right now, we are a market rate. Anybody can come live there, but we rent out by the bedroom, all right? These are the 2-bedroom, 2-bath units. This is becoming very common because of the cost of construction. You cannot go out, our single airmen there are no 1-bed, 1-bath units. To build a 1-bed, 1-bath unit, it would cost way more than what a junior single, heck, a lieutenant could afford. It's just too darn expensive now. And so this model works very well. You're seeing this model be produced in your larger cities across the country as well. So anybody that can afford to pay roughly just under, we're at 94% of BAH. That's basic allowance for housing. All right, that's what the junior service members are getting, is roughly $975 a month. Our rent rates are coming in under that. We're trying to keep it under that price point so that they can afford to live there. It'll be a gated community. It's out on the north side of town. I think y'all are tracking the location. The zoning's ready to go. I've been working with Stephanie, working with Shelby, working with the predecessor that is now retired, trying to make this project happen. The simple facts is we're short. We're still short to make this thing work. $15 million, there's a $4.9 million deficit. I can cover a huge chunk of that, but I'm humbly requesting $1.5 million in LEDA funds to bring this project to fruition. What does that look like from an economic standpoint? If you want to scroll through, you can, but it is massive. Just phase one brings enough airmen into the economy for Alamogordo of spending $5 million a year. That's massive GRT production for the city. We'll be hiring our own on-site staff, and the first two, we're estimating somewhere between $125,000, $130,000 of salaries for those two employees. When we're finished with this project, we can house upwards of 530 individuals, and we'll have at least 4 full-time staff. They'll be earning in between $250,000 and $275,000 combined. But when the project is complete, of having 530 plus folks living out there, that's estimated $20 million of spending power that comes into Alamogordo. Airmen are having to go out to Las Cruces. They're struggling with finding places to live. This is a project that is viable for this community. From a standpoint in Clovis, the Housing Authority ran some numbers, and the project there freed up 84 single-family homes in Clovis for the families that were struggling to find affordable, quality places to live. So to make this project work, I'm asking for 1.5 for infrastructure. We're not taking your LEDA funds and giving it back to the state for GRT. Or literally, we'd be taking it for Mesa Verde Ranch Road improvements, Acacia Road improvements, water line, sewer line, general construction items that have to get done to make this project a reality. So I want to pause there and answer any questions, but we're excited to bring this project. It is needed. The base has been asking for new products, and we're on the cusp of being able to make this a reality. I'll pause there.
I would like to ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
If for some reason you do not receive any LEDA funds, does the project continue?
We don't have a way to continue it right now without it.
At 1 point, how much?
1.5.
That would stop the project? That's what she's asking.
We don't have the 1.5. I mean, it's literally, we're looking for, I'm having to bring in additional cash to make that work, and we're still short, right? I mean, from just in the last year, construction pricing has gone up. I mean, now that we had initial budget numbers and tariffs, I mean, everything gets blamed on something. Once prices go up, they don't seem to come back down. I wish there were other options. We've tried to go out to get loans, and the lenders simply are not interested in providing loans in Alamogordo. I've tried. That's why I went to NMFA. And part of my application with New Mexico Finance Authority was I had to provide the rejection letters that I had received from the lenders saying they weren't willing to do a project in Alamogordo. The reason why is because the rent rates are so suppressed, right? When you're talking $900 for a junior service member, where do you go live on your own for $900? And that's supposed to cover your water, your sewer, your trash, your electricity, and your rent. Those decisions are made by the bean counters at the Pentagon for every zip code around the nation. Clovis has fought it for decades. Y'all are actually higher than Clovis. It's the construction prices from 2022, when I built in Clovis, to where they are now, we're up 25%. 25%. On tens of millions of dollars in projects, that's substantial money that we're talking about. We don't have a gap source right now, and we're asking for less than 10% of our overall budget for this project. And the economic benefits are massive. Other questions?
Got a quick question.
Yes, sir.
As far as borrowing the additional 1.5 million from a lender, what is the reasoning behind not lending the money? I mean, if you've got 15 million, 19 million, whatever it is.
Yeah, so great question. The NMFA loan is first lien.
Okay, so.
They have to take first lien. So to get another lender to come in under a second behind an MFA, that ain't gonna happen. Like, they're just, if I could find mezz debt, like mezzanine debt, then it'd be 17, 18%, and the economics don't work.
Okay.
It simply don't work.
As far as, typically LEDA money is paid back in job creation.
Yep.
How would the city get paid back? I mean,
Yes, sir.
you're going to have job creation for, what, a year while you're building?
No, sir. So, I mean, I think it should be in the slide presentation. So just in phase one, we have 2 full-time jobs. That'll be $125,000, $150,000 a year in salaries. Those are the actual jobs that'd be on site. Full completion, once we're done with the project, it'd be roughly 4 of full-time on site. But like I said, you're talking about job creation. If you look at the apartment association numbers there of what a multifamily housing project does, if we're able to go to that slide, it's the very last one, easy to get to. It drives home the fact that when you're investing, this is just the first phase, right? The first phase has an economic impact of $22 million. Because think about the Family Fun Center that's right up there by where we'd be building. You have 160 in phase one young people walking distance to be able to utilize that. So when I first came down 2 years ago, I saw that. I was like, oh, this is awesome. And I met with Commissioner Nick Paul at the time. He said, I'm sorry, it's closed. I was like, oh, crud. Why? I was like, well, we're working through some things. I said, okay. And now when I found out it reopened, I was like, that is awesome. I mean, what a huge benefit for young people to be able to have access to that right there. When people move into the area, and this is truly like we're going after airmen that are currently on base and trying to draw airmen from Las Cruces who are having to make that commute to come back to Holloman. That is bringing sizable cash investments from their spending power into Alamogordo. It's literally millions of dollars. And here's how NMFA looked at it. Every bed that we're providing and we do market for the military is a job. It is a good paying job, $32,000, $33,000 starting out for these junior service members that now can live in the community next to the base where they work. Right? Those are jobs. I mean, each one of those. And that's what NMFA looked at. How they looked at this is, man, you talk about the 5 and Thrive, right? This was a massive effort that Cannon was getting after with Clovis of trying to ensure they had affordable, quality housing. And we're really proud of what we provided up there. I'll tell you, the Air Force surveyed 188 of the airmen that live at Sendero in Clovis and asked them, are you willing to re-enlist after getting to live at Sendero? Now, Cannon Air Force Base has rough retention for first-term airmen. When you get sent to your first base to Clovis, New Mexico, it's rough retention. The young ones get out. 180 out of those 188 said yes, because we gave them that type of quality housing to live in. So my background is a chaplain. I'm a chaplain for the Air Force. I created a program called Adapt for Life. It's the Airman Dorm and Preparation Training for Life. And we do, so that's part of one of the jobs that we provide is one of our people is a community manager, and they teach life skills. Everything from here's how you operate your thermostat, because shockingly, some of our young people did not know how to operate the thermostat, to guys here, you have to use laundry detergent. Fabric softener does not clean your uniform. Right? I mean, it's simple things like showing them how to cook. We've partnered with Clovis Community College and USDA, and they come in and show them how to use these stainless steel appliances that they have in their units. So it's a 15 different categories that we focus in and train on life skills. We bring them into the clubhouse. We do training events. We teach them Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. Whole host of things that we do that is a benefit to your community. Because these are young people that are spending their money, they're single, right? They are out in the economy, making all of the businesses thrive, making them all thrive. Just a quick side note, I have 5 kids. 2 of them compete with TNT nationally until we just moved to Florida. And she broke both here through the skin on the double mini. That was nasty, I almost passed out. So I totally understand the value of gymnastics, moving 5-6 times now in 11 years. I get that. But I also absolutely understand the value of providing housing. Like, you gotta have quality places to live to be able to have the full economic benefits that come therewith. Other questions?
And what's your timeline? When do you have to have?
Great question.
Yeah,
We're
it is a great
ready to
question.
close. So we
How much time do you have?
We are.
Be honest with me.
So we're ready to start construction January.
Could you wait 2 weeks? Could you wait 3 weeks? That's what I'm asking you.
Oh, could we wait 2-3 weeks? Yes, absolutely.
That's all.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, I'm not here tonight saying I need the money today. That is not, I just want y'all to have an informed, to be able to make an informed decision about what we're doing and about what I believe is a very, very economically viable option for this community.
And I think you're very passionate about it. Our difficulty is we have small amount of LEADA funds.
Sure.
We have a lot of needs in this community, and housing has been behind the 8 ball for a long time. And I don't hear that either the military or any other government agency trying to help with housing. That's all. You got 1.5 million that you're asking for. Where's the other help coming from in the vision? And you have a great vision of providing housing for servicemen and life skill trainings and so forth. I don't hear anybody else.
New Mexico Finance Authority has put $15 million up, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a $15 million loan at 4.5% interest. That's massive.
It just doesn't, the military can't, I wish it worked that way, but it
Military's not gonna
doesn't
put
work
any
that
money
way.
into an off base.
Exactly.
Their Milcon, here, just a quick example, just so
If
y'all
it were
track
on base, it might be different, but it's not, yeah.
But
it helps the base.
Oh,
It
this helps the
does.
community. Yeah, it helps the community,
Of
right?
course
I
it
mean,
does.
And it took Clovis how many years to get on board with this? Long time.
Well, I mean, I showed up in Clovis on active duty in 20.
Yeah.
And I broke ground on my first project in September of 22. So, I mean, I didn't start until a month before I got out of active duty, right? I separated October of 22. So I would say, when I went to city of Clovis and said, here's what I'm wanting to do, I'm putting in my cash and I got a bank in West Texas, I had permits in like 2 weeks. So how fast they did it? They did it pretty dang quick. From the time of concept, I didn't buy the land until July of 22, and we broke ground in September of 22. We moved the first 48 airmen in July of 23. In 10 months, we moved in 48 airmen. In August of 23, in 11 months, we had 120 airmen living there. That's how fast we got built. So we are at a point, the loan is ready to close. They're wanting to close it before the end of the year. I've told them we have to firm up our numbers. We've got to firm up our numbers. I'm not gonna commit to a $15 million note if I don't have all of the resources to build. And we have to build X number of units to be able to pay for the note, right? I mean, it's simple economics from a builder standpoint. Like, if I can't raise my rent rates, right? They're gonna be, the New Mexico Finance Authority loan requires me to put a 10-year deed restriction on the property for workforce housing. And so military falls within workforce housing. So you can't be rich and live at a place that the New Mexico Finance Authority is going. So, sir, I would just say that the state absolutely saw the need, and was why Alamogordo was selected the first in the entire state to receive a $15 million loan. First in the state. I mean, I think that's something to be very proud of.
When you did the deal in Clovis, did Clovis give any kind of money to help?
No. So we were able to get in Clovis, the rent rates are actually significantly higher. They're way over BAH to make it work, because the Air Force runs that one as a dorm. Yeah.
How did you finance the Clovis one?
My cash and West Texas National, well, what is now West Texas National Bank. Yeah.
I mean, I understand what your envision and whatnot. The issue I have with this whole thing is we have a local business that had already applied, and that yet we now decided to put this one ahead of the one that already applied. And nothing against you.
Sure, no,
That's where I have an issue.
So
I
this is
didn't
not
put
for
it ahead
approval,
of
this is
it.
for reconsideration of allowing leader
Right.
funds.
I didn't put it ahead of it.
Well, you
I
did.
wanted everyone to have the opportunity to listen to it.
The, in the last election, the voters reallocated the LEDA fund tax to quality of life
For debt service for the bond,
for the
for the pool.
So all of the money will be going back to that.
For the majority of the money will go to debt service, and if there was anything left over, it was for the maintenance of city-owned facilities.
Okay. So it's, because I kind of agree with Commissioner Burnett on this. You know, we've had one that's been in, I can't remember, it's been quite a while that they've been sitting on the application waiting. And then this one's kind of getting pushed ahead. And, you know, in the last meeting, I think the commission general consensus was that we didn't want to use LEDA funding for either of the housing projects. So in the event that we don't, if we did something similar with you, like we did with Patriot Point over here, would that be something that's on the table to
Talking
help
about
you?
the MRA?
It was is that what it's called, the MRA? Yeah,
Yes.
it was us declaring the area blighted so that you could get the property tax abatement.
That will help 7 years down the road.
Okay.
Right, it's not there's no immediate effect, right? So it's a great question. And I would just say that, I mean, as soon as I heard about the opportunity to apply, we applied. And this, you know, we had the conversation, 6 weeks ago. Yeah, it's been a while. And so I just asked, like, hey, what's the process? You know, just if there's an opportunity, like, that's why I went. You know, I was like, hey, our numbers are coming back. We're so close. We're trying to find additional funds that can make this work. And, you know, we're putting a ton of money into this, a lot of money into this. We've already got we're not asking for y'all to fund 100% of this. That's not what we're trying to do at all. I mean, we're saying it's less than 10% is this difference, and the amount that has increased just in the last 6-7 months has been more than that. And so we're having to absorb that and come with additional cash. But at this point, like, we do not have the funds available to move out on the project. That's why I'm here asking for your support.
I do have an additional question.
Yes, ma'am.
How many units is the building in Clovis that you did?
We have two, doors. It is 88 doors right now. 104 doors right now, and 248 beds and baths.
And the one you're projecting for here would be 80?
No, so first phase is 80 doors.
Okay.
160 beds and baths. Every bedroom has its own bathroom. Each unit's approximately 1,000 square feet, so they're not small, right? They're not typical 2-2 or 2-1. And then we can get up to 67 buildings on the site for 540 total bedrooms and bathrooms.
So would it be possible to begin without that 1.5, and then in turn of events, when we retain some more money for LEDA or something like that, that you come back and apply for additional funds if you're needing it for those additional units, or to adjust the size that you're considering?
So it's the upfront cost, right? I mean, to launch the first project for a multifamily, it's all the initial infrastructure that goes in that then piggybacks for the future phases, right? My future phases will not be as expensive per door as the upfront cost is, because I'll have run the water lines and connected water lines, connected sewer lines, put in the roads to Mesa Verde Ranch Road, put in the drainage improvements that have to be put in. All of that is to the clubhouse. We have to put in the amenities now, right? We can't build it with no amenities. So the clubhouse, the pool, it goes in. The basketball court will wait. We've already pulled it. It's not a huge expense, but wherever we could cut, we've cut. We had covered parking in Clovis. We've cut it. $500,000 for covered parking, gone. Like we're trying to find any area we can to cut costs, but what we can't do is raise raise our rent rates because of the NMFA loan, right? And we cannot get rid of some of the, I can't get rid of the infrastructure. It has to go in, and I have to do the clubhouse for an office, meeting space, and at least the bare minimum on a pool that any multifamily product would have.
I'm just thinking, I know your intent and your vision, and I'm prior military spouse. I have children in the military. I understand. I get where you're coming from. Yes, it's important. I'm also in real estate, so I understand the need for housing in this moment really well, actually. So my mind, I'm just trying to think outside the box, right? We have needs for the community. We have needs for our military. And you need 1.5. So what is it to minimize by one house to adjust your project? Just to get it going so that we're still, it's kind of like all or none, but why can't we just go smaller?
Because then, if we reduce the number of beds, which the NMFA loan is underwritten to, it's the number of beds that dictate how much the total rents are coming in each month, right? So if we start to remove beds and remove buildings, then the New Mexico Finance Authority loan has major issues.
Reduced.
Right? Because now, sorry guys, your 15 million, all the economics were based off of 160 bedrooms at 94% of BAH. And now if we're getting rid of 10%, it doesn't even make the note payment work, right? I mean, we have to be at 90-something% occupancy for this thing to really, that's any multifamily product, right? So we have to be at that level. Just from an economic standpoint, what my hope was is that there would be some type, we could do something equitable. Because look, you've got all the kids here. My girls would be saying, hey, we love gymnastics as well. They've done gymnastics in 4 states now. We are making a massive investment in the city, millions of dollars, personally and the state. That's what we're willing to do, and we're asking for less than 10% of that total, less than 10%. I think every good business operation should be able to stand on its own 2 feet. Every good business operation should be able to go get a loan for at least 80% of its business operations to function as a business, whether that's real estate, McDonald's, whoever. And, I think we're showing our level of commitment. We wouldn't have gone after an NMFA loan if we didn't believe in coming to Alamogordo. That process was 5 months, 6 months back now. And now that we're here, the numbers have come in, and it's higher than anticipated. And we're, like I said, it was up over 20-something million dollars. And we are cutting out the things that we can cut that we know won't necessarily affect the rent rates. But we can't remove amenities, and I have to have the infrastructure from Mesa Verde to get up to the site. And those are all going to be public roads. Those will be built to the city standards and turned back over to the city once they're finished. So the LEDA funding is going to be going for infrastructure purposes predominantly. That will be a benefit to the city.
Is this going in that new phase that's out there by Mesa Village?
Yes, sir. This abuts the city limits. So
weren't they putting infrastructure in, I don't know, 6 months ago? I remember seeing them out there putting water, sewer mains in that new section.
Maybe on the east side where they're doing the new houses, but there's been no. So we're right north of the lift station. So the lift station on Mesa Verde Ranch Road is right at the city limit edge, and then that's
So
the
you're
only.
further down.
No, we're
Mesa
directly north of it. So that, we'll connect to Mesa Verde Ranch Road.
You're back behind the fun center?
Yes.
Over in that
Yeah,
new
yeah.
phase? Okay.
That's the only land that was zoned for multifamily, up on that side of town.
The issue I have here is, like Commissioner Burnett, we have 1.9 million-ish left.
Okay.
If we fund you, we kill their project. If we fund them, we kill your project.
400,000 kills their project?
Well,
If it was split?
What they originally requested, it kills their project. That's the dilemma we have here, is it's going to be one or the other.
So,
Yeah, I
I
don't-
don't see how it has to
It's gonna be
I
one or
don't
the other.
necessarily agree with that. Wait, first of all, can you clarify how much we have left in Leda? Because I thought I heard something different the
I
other
thought
day.
it was 1.8, is it not?
It's 1.9 million.
Definitely have one,
1.933,
Yeah.
I believe.
so it's not 1.5, it's 1.9.
Yes.
This is the issue that
I
comes
thought-
in.
I
They're
thought I
asking
heard
for 1.5. Echo needs 1.8. No matter what, she needs 1.8. Without 1.8, she can't move to a new building. That's the simple fact. 475,000, those are no good.
Is there loans behind that as well?
I'm sorry?
Are there other loans behind that? I'm not trying to get
No.
in.
Is it
No
possible?
loans.
Okay, well, we'll have to ask that question because that was going to be my question is.
Yeah, I mean, she's already spoken to the bank to get additional funding for other things.
But that 1.8 doesn't cover everything that she's going to need.
Right. She has to go to the bank to get more money.
Okay, so I thought it would be irresponsible not to at least listen. We can't take action on this because it's not an action item, but I did feel like Mr. Campbell at least needed to come out and speak to all of us because we just had this whole thing about the apartments over here on First Street. It's no secret I was not in favor of the MRA, whatever it's called. Even if they, by some miracle, get it, they're not even going to break ground on those apartments for 2 years, probably 18. I think our bond counsel said he's never seen one in less than 18 months. So it's going to be at least 18 months before they break ground, potentially 2 years. I will be watching from afar because I'm going to be shocked if they ever actually build them. But
I have one more question.
Yes, sir.
okay, but
Are your prints ready to go, I guess? Are they stamped and approved?
So our site plan is 95% done. SMA is the civil engineer firm out of Las Cruces. We've sent initial plans over for just some review. I've met with the fire team, just going with their impact. We got to we're doing a water test, pressurized test, because we're going to have to fire sprinkle some of the buildings. But we can start construction in January of next year. We're that close.
And you can be finished
We plan to move people in starting in November of next year, a year from right now.
And you have contractors already ready to go?
We already have contractors lined up. Yep.
are they local?
They are. So you have HVAC is local. The GC is out of Las Cruces, but has done multifamily there. But we have some of the subs you just don't have here, right? I mean, to move this fast, we're bringing framing crews in from Texas that can get stuff framed quickly. But just so you're tracking, MEPs, right, our mechanicals, electric, plumbing, all those I want local. Have to have those local, because those are your fail points, right? And so when you're talking about job creation, that's more job creation. Because truly, those are the folks that we depend on. They keep coming out. We keep servicing hundreds of new units. It's those jobs that we depend on, and so we do absolutely go local on that.
Okay, so what I was saying was, we have these apartments we're going to build on First Street. The amount of energy that went into making sure that they got built, and now we're not going to consider this. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know about the whole 1.5. Personally, I don't even know if I should say which way I'm leaning because we're not really voting tonight. So I think I'm going to wait on that. But I do think it was worth listening. Either way, this is a tough situation and it's a tough decision. And And either way, somebody is going to be upset with us. So we just have to do what's right. I really wish we could hear more from the public on their thoughts, but we need these units. We do need them. There's no question about it. We have got to do something, because if we don't, we're 900 units short, and that's just the military. That doesn't even count our own people here in Alamogordo. That's just the military. We need housing, and we're sitting here going, well, we need housing, but not in this way. Well, you know, it's a tough one. It's hard, and I appreciate you coming out. I do believe it was worth at least listening to, and I feel like I would have been irresponsible not to at least give you the opportunity. So thank you for
Very
coming
grateful.
out.
No, thank you.
Yes, sir.
And
I would also like to say that with the New Mexico Finance Authority, actually giving $15.5 or $9 million to Southern New Mexico.
15 flat.
15 flat. I looked
That's
at the
pretty
numbers-
big, yeah.
looked at the numbers 2 years ago. Southern New Mexico has not utilized the NFFA. I mean, to the amount, I said, because northern New Mexico is in excess of hundreds of millions, and I'm talking $100 million has been utilized in the northern part of New Mexico. And I understand, I said, when I looked at the agenda, I said, wow, I said, this is something. But $15 million for southern New Mexico, that is huge.
Why, I guess,
And that's what I said.
no, and I agree with you. I guess my question would be, why are they investing so much up there and never invest anything
Well,
down here?
come on.
Well, I mean.
That's an easy question.
I mean, but not really. I mean,
Well,
as a state, we're a state, regardless of if we're north, we're
I
south.
understand that, but
you know what I
north
mean?
has Albuquerque, north has Santa Fe.
But what I'm saying is why are they so much more important than we are down here?
You would have to ask them that.
The simple economics is, BAH for E1 for E4 at Kirtland Air Force Base is $1,500 a month. It's almost $1,600.
I mean, we're not paying much less around here in some instances, but.
But I agree. But that's the issue, is the investment dollars tend to go north because rent rates are substantially higher up north because they've had new products steadily built there over the last 30, 40 years. In an area like Alamogordo, and the same goes for Clovis. Clovis has before I built, they had one new multifamily project built in 30-something years. And they hit it at the right time. They got a HUD 221D4 loan at 2.8% for 40 years. Nobody can ever compete with that.
Right. No, I mean,
right.
I totally understand. I feel like sometimes us down here in the country bumpkin part of the state, we kind of get left out every once in a while for no
opportunity.
apparent reason. And obviously, it's not your fault by no means. And I feel like maybe we need to start sticking our necks out there, and we're here too.
That's what I'm
in
doing.
some instances, you know what I mean? And I agree with you.
That's what I'm doing.
I have a question for Stephanie. How long would it take if we were to put Lita back on the ballot to get voted on?
It would have to be a special election.
Yeah, that's not really an option.
No, and that's why I was just asking. I mean, I think Lita can be utilized across broadly. Unfortunately, it's gone away, and I think it's something we obviously need to look at bringing back, but I was just trying to see the
Sure.
time frame.
No, I'm just grateful for the opportunity to speak. I wanted to make sure, as a business guy, that sound business decisions from return on investment are being made, right? And that this is a great investment, right? It's a great investment. But it's also a great investment of $1.5 million to be bringing in $20 million a year. Phase one, $5+ million a year spending power. That's a massive business investment for economic return, job creation. It's full-time jobs. that we're talking about creating. So thank you.
Thank you.
Very much for allowing me to be here this evening.
Hold on. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have one question.
Sorry.
I've been trying to raise my hand over here. That's all
I'm
right.
so sorry. I
no, Mark,
apologize.
No, I just wanted to clarify. You said this, when you originally build these, it's going to be an open market. So anybody in Alamogordo could rent this place.
That's right, as long as they can pay 900 and whatever it is a month.
What I want to ask.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to item 10. Consider and act upon ordinance 1719 for first publication to approve a local economic development project for up to $475,000 secured assistance proposed by Extreme Amplitude and Echo. Oh, I was going to say, you want to come up? Sorry. You are clearly way quick. You must be a gymnast. Anyway, okay.
Hey, can we take just a few minutes? I gotta go to the restroom real quick.
What's that?
That one took kind of long. I gotta run to the restroom.
Oh.
I'll be right back. I think Steve's gotta go too.
I don't need to see, I so, but
I think my wife does that.
I'm sorry, but it's really funny to watch them both go together. What's even funnier is stare at them when they walk back in. Seriously.
You can sit down, Echo, if you want.
No, it's good. You know what? I will make sure I know how to
Okay.
do the things.
Me too. What did you think? Pretty good, huh? No sugar. 0 sugar. It's called a hopscotch 0 sugar vanilla latte or something like that. But you gotta get it iced. You can't really tell that it's got a lot of protein in it. This is like 37 or 40 grams or something of protein. I know, right? I usually drink, I don't buy them very often because that gets a little pricey. And I can make something similar at home. But when you're in a setting and you're like, okay, it's going to be like commission night, give me a little caffeine, I'm good to go. Yeah, exactly. Yep, no problem.
She's right, this is difficult. And when you have limited funds and passions, it's difficult.
I'm inclined to almost split the baby.
Yes, it isn't.
At the beginning.
I misread it.
Yes.
Like before we have to make a decision tonight.
Like, wait, let me see how many of us are. Okay, we're good.
Nobody here knows.
It's a problem, but that's why it hasn't been done. Why did the state approve 15 million?
I think we can.
This is showing.
I think we can resume to the.
It's a tough one.
Right here. Construction's gonna cost him 10.9.
So are we all back?
We're back.
Oh, I forgot to stare at them, darn it. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna come back together here. Before we get started, Commissioner Guthrie needs to make a quick statement.
So for full transparency, because statements have been made and questions have been asked, and understandably so, I'm sure all of you noticed, I try not to be in the spotlight unless I have to speak. So when ECHO first came to us, I didn't bring it up, but it is important to be transparent and honest with all of you about where I stand with XA. And in those terms, what I mean is, when XA was established and began, I was an owner, okay? And ECHO and two other owners and myself all had equal, well, not equal, but we all had share in the business. And so I was a previous owner for Extreme Amplitude, okay? I was a coach there. And I don't want it to come across as me being biased in reference to that. I am very unbiased. I am about what's best for the community. So I wanted to make sure that it was on record and everybody does know that, yes, I was an owner. I have not been an owner since 2019.
That sounds about right.
I sold out to ECHO and Rihanna in 2019 for personal reasons. So I have not had a vested interest. I do not have a vested interest. I am not a coach, and I have no ties to Extreme Amplitude and have not since that point in time. So I just needed to state that for the record, not trying to take spotlight.
No, I understand. I appreciate
Okay.
it.
That's all I needed to say, so you can continue.
Thank you for sharing that.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you. All right, hello, commissioners, community, city officials. My name is Echo Johnson, and I am now the sole owner of Extreme Amplitude. As I stated before, our mission at Extreme Amplitude is to ignite the spark within every person who steps into Extreme Amplitude, empowering them to soar to their greatest potential with passionate coaching, a vibrant community, and an unwavering dedication to excellence. We inspire every athlete and person, regardless of age or skill, to embrace resilience, chase their dreams, and become the best versions of themselves. We are more than gymnastics, and we are more than just child enrichment. We've been open for 7 years. We've thrived despite COVID. We've been a recovery point for kids from COVID, a point of stability. We are dedicated to fostering physical and mental well-being by offering a diverse range of programs and camps and clinics from gymnastics, cheer, dance, tumbling, boys fitness, kinder classes, open gyms. We partner with the APS cheer teams, and we're also a community partner sponsoring lots of APS sports teams like Tiger Golf, Tiger Soccer. So we have had over 100 rock stars work at Extreme Amplitude, 14 of which are former XA athletes, which I think is pretty cool to the generational systems and vibe that we're growing. This has included high-level gymnasts, including college gymnasts, national team coaches, and coaches from high-ranking gyms, which is one of the most incredible things about being in a military town, is you never know the caliber of people that are going to step through your doors. We've helped those coaches develop the confidence and determination to pursue their dreams. We've helped them get clear on what their dreams are, including to attend college, become business owners, become teachers, join the military, and of course, our Denver Bronco cheerleader, who was just here this last weekend to help us with choreography.
You missed out, Warren.
Right now, we currently have over 30 employees. They are part-time, but that's because I want people who are there to share their dedication, not just people who need a job. We have recreational gymnastics, which is a great foundational sport for all sports. It helps develop balance, confidence, discipline. They also build friendships and learn determination. They progress through levels. Each level and class time gets longer so that they're ready for a competitive team, whether it be in gymnastics or anything else. They're able to perform in gym dandies and our showcases at the gym. A gym dandy is a mock meet that our recreational students get to participate in, and it shows them what competition is like without the pressure of competition. But they do perform in front of judges, and they learn how competitions work. Our competitive gymnastics team has produced state champions every year that we've competed. In 2025, we had 12 state champions, 2 of which are here with us. We only had 18 on the team, if I remember correctly. Every year, we've had regional qualifiers for the years that we've been eligible. You have to be a certain level in order to go. So the young lady holding the flag is Miss Aaliyah, and she was able to represent New Mexico at regionals and got to run in with the flag, which I think was really cool. Again, gymnastics provides families that are PCSing to the area a sense of stability. Parents are able to see that we have a program and they already know their kids are going to be able to transition and have a place to go to continue and be able to adapt to the move. Again, they develop grit, perseverance, discipline, and they learn to balance the responsibilities of life while also their long practice hours. We have Extreme Spirit, which is our recreational cheer program. They are more sidelines, so if you think cheerleaders at a football game, they're on the sidelines doing chants, cheers, kicks, jumps, getting everybody hyped up. You've probably seen them at Zubu if you attended that, and also our parades. Again, they're developing social skills, confidence, stage presence in a fun and friendly environment. This year, we have a competitive cheer team. This Extreme Valkyries, our head coach, is here with us. It teaches them the fundamentals of competition cheer, focusing on team routines as well as tumbling and jumps. They have also performed at community events, including Zubu and our parades. They'll have their first competition this January. We have our tumbling classes, which develop tumbling fundamentals. It's a great addition for cheerleaders to continue to develop their skills. It's also a great option for kids that are terrified of beam or bars. They get to perform at our gym showcases as well. A newer program that we have is Extreme Fusion, and it is our dance program. We are now offering jazz, ballet, breaking, which is the correct name for breakdancing, and hip hop. They're focusing on musicality. My breakdance instructor's back here. Musicality, rhythm, counts, and technique. They get to perform at community events. Our dance instructors performed at Battle of the Food Trucks, so that was really cool to see them show off what they get to do. Coach Carlin's super excited. She spoke earlier about the opportunity to share her passion with dance. Our comp team for dance is coming in spring of 2026, so we're really excited about that. Our Kinder Kaleidoscope program is designed for kiddos walking to age 6. They learn, it's a whole child development. They learn basic gymnastics, but they also develop balance and coordination and confidence. They have monthly day camps and weekly daytime playtime, which is the open gym option for our kinder kids, where parents get to come in and interact with other parents with kiddos the same age, and then kiddos of the same age get to interact with each other and be in the big gym because normally they're back in their kinder zone. We have the Wild Boys. The motto of the Wild Boys is train the beast. We believe that being a boy is a gift. What we want our gentlemen to learn, though, is how to be a gentleman and how to use that gift of being strong and being powerful in a way that is productive and not destructive. So in this class, gentlemen learn body movements and control. They dabble in parkour, ninja gymnastics, and strength training. It's fast-paced, and it's taught by strong men who are here today. They develop confidence, discipline, and they have fun. Our open gym programs, like I said, we have the daytime playtime for our kinder kiddos. We have school-age open gym on Saturdays where kiddos, if they're in our programs, can come and develop their skills more, or they can come in and just play. If any of you have school-age kids, you know that recess is kind of getting shorter and shorter, and so we find kids come in and they just want the opportunity to be a kid. They build forts with the mats, and they just play. For our adult open gym, what we've found is that it's mostly attended by minority men and young airmen, which is a huge resource for them. They have built a community and have developed and maintained their mental strength while also developing their bodies. And for everybody, they're all building friendships and having fun. So here are our current building limitations. It's old, and as the years goes on, it will need major repairs. The ceiling is too low. It's preventing our athletes from hitting their max potential. So one of the ladies out here was stopped in her ability because if she did a giant, so that's the move where you go all the way around the bar if you think about the Olympics. If she did that move, she would hit the lights. And then this is also the young lady who, as she's pointing up, hit her toes on the water pipe tumbling on floor. And we've outgrown the space, like Coach Carlin shared. We want to add more classes. We have coaches that are ready to share their passion. We just don't have the space. We are requesting the remaining $1.9 million of LEDA funds, but here's why. We found a building that meets all of our needs. A couple of years ago, Michelle Perry presented to you guys that buildings were either too expensive or they were dilapidated and they weren't worth the funds. So this is not a new problem that we've been having. This building was listed at $3 million. We were able to negotiate it down to 1.8. With the remaining $100,000, we want to use that for the build out of the building and any HVAC or anything that we need. We've only been able to be in the building a couple of times because unfortunately we don't own it yet. So we can't see exactly what it is that we need. So your LEDA funds will go to putting into the building altogether. None of it can be used for equipment, anything like that. It's going to be just getting us into a building that is safe and large enough for the needs that we have. There's actually two buildings there. The largest one is 18,000 square feet plus or minus, and the other one is 7,000 square feet plus or minus. In the future, the small building can be utilized for further growth, and that sits on 7 acres. The address is 1102 US Highway 70. It is the United Moving Building. It's a great location. It's close to base, and it's only about 3 miles from our current location. It has 30-foot ceilings and ample space for current programs to grow, abundant parking. So we played a little bit with it and laid out kind of what we're looking at. So you'll see that we're going to add a Ninja Zone, which is a major component for a program that we want to add. There's additional dance and cheer rooms so that we can offer more than one class at a time. One of those rooms, we also have a partition that's movable. This is our hope. So that if we have a larger class, or like when our cheer girls are in there, there's enough space for them to know what to be the same as if they were on the cheer floor. Regulation size cheer floor, right now we're 2 panels short. Additional training tools such as trampoline, trench bar, and a foam pit so that we can safely train higher level skills. Plus, it's a lot of fun for kids and a great way to get in conditioning. We have a dedicated coaches lounge and a dedicated staff kids space. So one of the benefits of working for me is that if it works, I allow my staff members to bring their kids to work with them, and they have a space where they can stay safe that's out of the gym area. So that Denver Broncos cheerleader had another hidden skill up her sleeve. She was able to create these renderings for us as she's going to school to become an interior designer. So it helps give some perspective and some view into what it is that we hope to do if we're given this opportunity. Our anticipated timeline, if we're awarded the funds, would be to close in December. United will need a little bit of time to move out. However, if I'm understanding everything correctly, they would be willing to pay us rent in the meantime. So that would help offset some costs as well. And our move-in time would be June of 2026. So bigger gym, bigger goals. So we would want to start a Ninja program for all ages, including adults, really focusing on the young men, expand current programs, host gymnastics competitions, host breaking jams. So that's where break dancing crews come in and are able to have like mini competitions. Yeah, okay. It's new to me, so I'm trying to represent it well. Increase our daytime classes from our tots to our retired community. We did try out some yoga classes over the last couple of weeks, and those seem like they're going to be a hit. And then partner with therapy centers to share our tools and our spaces to provide more therapeutic options for our community. Bigger gym, more opportunities. I've reached out. So every year, New Mexico hosts a coaches clinic in Albuquerque, which is great, but for our southern gyms, there's 3 in Las Cruces, there's 1 in Roswell, there's 1 in Clovis, and Ruidoso, and us. So for us, it's a lot of travel, and also our gyms in Farmington. So I reached out to them about XA potentially hosting a southern New Mexico coaches training, and so we're going to work on that, making that happen. That way more coaches in the southern region have more access to more training and the new sciences and training techniques and what have you. We'll be able to host more events such as our Parents' Night Outs, birthday parties, day camps, skills camps, and all of our other special events. Community impact. Flip to my notes for that. XA has sponsored Tiger Golf, soccer, and cheer. We've worked with the cheer squads. We train the actors with children's music theater. We help train them for Tarzan so that they could climb the silks and do that safely. We've also provided mats so that Beast, was it Beast, could fall out the window, not Beast, whoever he fights with, but to make to make them more epic. You may not know this, but Rad Dance Studios that recently closed down was originally housed within XA. When they broke off and started their own thing, they didn't have a place to go, and we provided that before we then sent them on their way when they were ready. We've attended community events, Zubu, Battle of the Food Trucks. We're out there trying to support our community that way. We helped an employee start a suicide prevention event, A Penny for Your Thoughts, that is continuing today under a different name. Most importantly, we have prevented at least 4 youth suicides within our community, one of whom spoke today. Again, we have 30 employees. We've been here for 7 years. We've been paying the GRT. We've been participating in our community. And now we're just asking our community to help us keep going. We want to expand the reach that we've had with the positive mental health space for all ages. We want to have the Ninja program for our teenagers and adults, specifically our males. We want to host gymnastics competitions. So that top picture is a picture taken from the Gym Dandy that we host. It's a longtime tradition that we have with Ruidoso Gymnastics. And again, that's where our rec gymnasts get the opportunity to go through a mock meet. Each year they bring down around 60 families, and that's only one gym. So if we were able to get gyms from the 3 gyms from Las Cruces, Roswell, Ruidoso, we could easily have over 150 families in a weekend that are here, that are going to be staying in hotels, that are going to be eating at our restaurants, shopping at our stores. Hopefully by the time we can make all this happen, Rad Retrocade is open and we're able to support them. So I think there's a lot of opportunity with the breaking jams. Crews would be coming from Arizona, Colorado, Texas, and of course in New Mexico. So we just want the opportunity to continue what we have been doing for the last 7 years, just on a bigger scale. Thank you. I want to take the time to say thank you for this opportunity to present on behalf of Extreme Amplitude, my staff, and our community. Thank you to my staff for seeing my vision, loving our community, and working to make things happen to improve our world. Thank you to the community for trusting us with your most treasured gift, your children. It is an honor to work with them. Finally, thank you to the Lord above for providing me this opportunity and courage to act. Thank you. And now I'll answer any questions.
Echo, I want to be the first to say something. I just am so proud and inspired by you to looking at these pictures bring back a lot of memories.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Of when we all began and we were buying used equipment and hauling floors in, and it was a tough time and it was a hard start. And to see you continue on your own, I'm so extremely proud and impressed looking at your crew and how it's grown. And Aaliyah, like, started on the team, like, back in the day when I was there, and now she's like,
Yep.
I'm really impressed, and you do a lot for this community, and I'm thankful. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I have some questions.
Sure.
Am I on? Yeah, I'm on. Okay. So I'm looking at the payback and job creation. I
Yes.
see it says $15 an hour. So what and it might say it in here, although I couldn't. I was trying to not be rude, but I was also trying to read this.
Sure,
Yeah,
I understand.
so just so you know, I'm looking at our presentation. I was paying attention, I promise. Okay. What is a part-time job? Is that 20 hours a week or?
So it varies from person to person, but on average, most employees work about 20 hours a week, yes.
About 20 hours a week. So I noticed you put the hourly wage in there, but not how many hours they work. Okay. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions?
Do you have any deadlines with United Moving Building?
So we have submitted an intent to purchase. Obviously, the sooner the better. It keeps kind of getting delayed because of the LEDA process itself.
Yeah.
Where I thought it was going to move a little bit faster than it did, and it is what it is. So they've been very patient with us, but I also understand business that if somebody were to come in with either the amount or higher, that they would take that.
So it's ASAP?
Yes, sir.
In the next couple of weeks?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so, well, I had a question.
Well, I did have a question.
Go ahead.
With
I think
the-
of it, I'll write it down,
Sure.
sorry.
The fact that you're adding 10 additional jobs, because you said at the current time, did you say 30 or 20?
30.
And you're adding an additional
Yes,
10?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So those are all part-time jobs?
Yes, ma'am. So my hope would be that I could get my gym director to full-time and also my rec director.
So would that be a higher rate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because based on, and I was just reading over the requirements for the LEDA funds, that it had to be full-time, is that correct?
No, ma'am, that is not correct. Per conversations I've had with Stephanie, you can use the part-time employees to create kind of your percentages that way. Yes, ma'am. It did used to be that way, that they had to be full-time.
Okay. And then, well, why am I looking at an old requirement form?
I'm not sure.
No,
Bill,
when I
it's
was,
Stephanie.
when I was reading the requirements, I
But
thought it had to be
Echo's correct, it doesn't
full-time.
have to be full-time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so those full-time jobs would be at a different rate of pay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I've got a question. If
Sure.
Okay.
done. Just, this is actually probably towards Stephanie. I'm just reading the presentation I'm reading here, and I keep reading grant. Is this a grant?
You can consider it a grant. They don't pay back money unless they don't meet their job obligation that they do. So it is considered a grant.
So if they don't meet back their, I mean, if they don't,
The state calls them grants. If they don't meet their job obligations within the time that is specified, we will have to go and either collect the money back or lien the building.
which is kind of what we're doing with Ultra Health right now.
Yeah, we're on that process with Ultra Health.
Okay, I remembered my question. So you've gone to the bank.
Yes.
Okay. So in full transparency, if you remember the last meeting, I did say that I personally am not comfortable with the
amount.
whole.
Yes, ma'am.
Remember, I was honest about it, okay? And it is nothing personal. It's just that when I look at these numbers, we can't even come close to justifying that much money. There's no way. And my fear is really state level concern. And it just is, and I'm going to be honest with you. To me, somebody's not going to like this, and that's my concern. My concern is that, I'm very gun shy when it comes to LEDA because I was the commissioner that was here for the Family Fun Center, and I am forever named in a state auditor report. I know who turned us into the state auditor, and I know that there was actually several people, and I have a list, but I know it was malicious, but nonetheless, I was turned into the state, not just me, but my nonprofit was named in it, which again was malicious, but nonetheless, I am gun shy about it because I've been turned in before, and for doing what we thought was the right thing.
Right.
This is actually much less than that, and my concern is that this is going to end up in the office of the state auditor if we don't proceed properly.
Sure.
So my question is, can you get a loan for any of this at all?
Not enough that would cover whatever was remaining because of how a previous owner handled the books.
Not me.
She was not in charge of books. How a previous owner handled the books, all of our income was written off. So it's just been in the last couple of years where I've been the sole owner, or the last year really, where I've been the sole owner, where it looks like we have any sort of substantial income, even though our income has grown over the years.
You don't have the history.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's a difficult one. I get it. I get it.
And so
I
much
just-
so that the loan officer came to the gym to see what it was. And when he told me the value of my business based off of that, I was like, well, those 3 mats right there cost that much. So it's been an uphill battle for sure with that.
I would like to say too, just curiosity and question, the theater that we gave $1 million for, the LEDA fund, they're not producing, what, 1 or 2 jobs at a low rate, and we gave them $1 million.
So
This is
the
40
White Sands
jobs.
Theater is 32 hours. Some of them are part-time, some of them are full-time.
How many are there?
32 hours, 12.
And
nine
about
to-
how many employees?
9 to 12, and the salaries are in the $25 to $30
Yeah, I was gonna
range.
say the
So
hourly rate is.
it seems equivalent.
No, because the hourly rate is double hers. It's almost double hers.
The
Can you pay
hourly
your
rate
people
is
more?
30.
But she has double the employees. She has 30 to 40 employees.
Yeah,
that
I'm
would-
just looking at
It
the.
is, okay, but just understand that this is based off of new job creation.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
cannot consider your current jobs. It is, the
So can
LEDA,
I fire
think
all
the
of my
sta-
employees and rehire all of them? Because then I'll have 40.
I mean,
I
technically,
mean,
you're all
it's a
fired.
novel concept, but I really do feel like we'd end up in the Attorney General's office for that one. So, but understand, it is new job creation. We can't consider, the statute's clear, we
Sure.
can't consider
So
current
here's what
jobs.
makes that tricky, is even since I have submitted my application, I've hired people. So where these other businesses were starting from ground zero and had nothing, I've not stopped growing my business just because I've submitted this application.
I understand.
So then
So
it
now
puts me in
have
this
you-
tough spot where it's like, nope, I know I need you, but I can't hire you because I'm trying to make sure I
So
have
what
enough.
about the state LEDA funds? Have you looked into those?
I have not, because I was unaware that I would even qualify for the city ones, because the last time I went to the small business development, they told me I didn't qualify, because at that point, it was still manufacturing based. So I didn't know that I qualified.
So does anybody know anything about state LEDA?
It won't qualify. They are focused on industry, like, they're very specific.
Okay.
But they do allow, when they switched the rule for LEDA, they allowed communities more flexibility in doing what works for their city, for their community. So that's why we are allowed to do like retail and these type of services.
Okay. And so the Small Business Development Center could not help you find a loan either?
I've not gone back up to them. When we went the first time, we learned we didn't qualify for LEDA. When I went back the second time, she said, oh my gosh, you actually made it.
Yeah.
So if you're not in my corner, I don't want your help. And that may be a foolish stance, but it's hard to ask somebody to help you if they don't even believe in what you're doing.
Currently, right now, with what you have,
Yes, sir.
what is your annual payroll you're paying out currently? Or do you know right off the top of your
I
head?
don't know off the top of my head.
Okay. Just trying to.
I think
I
we
have
had that
the-
number in here.
I don't think I
Your
put
annual
the
payroll
financials.
was.
in there.
Oh, no, they didn't have payroll,
Just your
just
GRTs
revenue.
and your annual gross revenue is in here, but, so your calculations on the 470.
So when the last financial statements I had, it was about 98,000 a year
So they're paying almost 100,000 a year in payroll currently.
from the financials I got, which was 2023.
Okay. So your 475 recommendation, that's based off of the new jobs that'll be
It's
created?
only based off the new jobs. It's based off the new jobs at the 12 or $13 hour, 13 to 15, I think is the hourly rate at 16 hours a week. Because when I had asked how many hours per week, it was said about 16.
Okay, and just to be clear, that's just a suggested value.
That's what that's what I'm recommending. That's what,
That's your
that's the
recommendation.
job creation amount.
Okay.
But the 475 is based off of the new job creation.
The new job creation.
Okay.
And I calculated not the 10, but 12 jobs.
So going back to that Family Fun Center, what I was saying was, we need to tread lightly. because we have to be able to justify this. I don't know who called your business. I'm really sorry. I know how it feels, and it's a very unsettling feeling to walk out your door with your child knowing that somebody just did that. And
I just wish
me,
I had been the one to answer the phone, that one of my employees hadn't been harassed and cussed at.
Yeah, no, it's unsettling. I get it. I get it. I don't take my grandkids anywhere for that reason. So I understand that, and I'm sorry about that. But going back to this, I'm in a quandary because it's not that I don't think you're deserving. I really do believe in mutual participation, and I have a real hard time justifying 1.8 or 1.9 just to buy the building. I mean, and I don't know that all of our taxpayers would agree with that. And so I'm having a really hard time with this. And it's again, it's not that I don't think you're deserving. That's not it. And I hope you don't take it that way. But I got to be honest. I was honest last time. I'm not comfortable with the whole thing. I'm just not. I'm sure other people might feel differently, but my husband and I have a small business, and as a small business owner, I understand the cost of doing business, and I feel like there needs to be some buy-in somewhere. And I understand your financial situation, but I still feel like there has to be some buy-in somewhere. I don't think that.
So in this case, my buy-in would be that I've been open for 7 years, investing in the community.
Well, and I understand that. I get that. But that.
Whereas most of the businesses that you've allocated LEDA funds to recently, some of them are not even within the state, and the rest of them aren't open here in Alamogordo.
I get it, but it's still based on job creation, and the statute is pretty clear. It's new job creation, and my concern is 1.8 or 1.9. These numbers, I think we can all agree, they don't justify that. They don't, and it's not that they don't. I'm not talking about emotionally.
Right.
I'm talking about legally. They don't justify that much money, and that is my concern. I have been in a big mess with LEDA before, right? And it was I literally, like, I couldn't go anywhere without somebody giving me a hard time. So,
and I understand your responsibility is to the
Yeah.
people of this city, and I respect and appreciate that you're willing to take a stand for something that you don't feel right about.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with the whole thing, but I am comfortable with a little more than the 400 and something. I am. I'm just not comfortable with all of it. I don't see where we can justify the numbers, so.
I got a question for staff. In the past, when the job creation kind of was a little iffy, in order to protect the taxpayers' money, we would just place a lien against the property, such as like you had mentioned earlier, the Pure Life or whatever that is out there. The only reason we still have some standing is because we had that lien in place against the building. And I think Premier Pellets was another one of those. It was actually on a write-off list. We said, hey, we've got a lien against this property. The attorney pulled it off the list, the current attorney, or the attorney at the time, pulled it off the list, contacted the owner at the time, and we actually recovered that money. So is there a way for us to look at that, is to where we take the building as collateral and
But we do that anyway.
till such time that it's paid off?
Yeah, we'll hold the first loan on all three of the LEDAs that we got regardless.
So where's the issue there? I mean, in the event that they default, we'll get our money back. I mean, she'll lose her whole investment of her business into it.
Because it's
But-
based on job creation. You guys can do however you want. I gave you my recommendation based on, just like I did for Inkwell, RAD, White Sands, because both White Sands Theater and RAD asked for over $2 million. And I spoke with them and told them I can't justify $2 million. I think the payroll came out to 1.3 on one of them and 1.2, and so I recommended 1 million. So I'm not doing anything different than I've done
With those.
with those.
Okay. What did we do with Medlin Ramps? I remember their job creation. I don't remember how many millions we loaned them.
2.5.
Was it 2.5?
And their jobs were high-paying jobs, and they met their lead obligation.
Okay.
And whether we were to award 500,000 or 1.8 million, we would still have a lien on the building, either way. Right? I mean, it's not, the lien is not based on the amount, the lien
Well,
is.
if I only get 500,000, I won't be able to purchase the building.
No, I understand that.
So-
I'm just saying as an
Yeah.
example.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what
Right.
it is, we still have a lien on the building.
Correct.
So the investment's essentially protected. You know, if somebody were to call the state auditor on us and we said, look, the investment is protected. So.
This is my
I
next
mean,
question. What happens to us if we approve something greater than what's recommended? Like you were saying you were in trouble with
Ask the attorney.
Lita. What does that mean? Let's say we grant her the full 1.8 and they don't agree with us. What's the kickback on us?
I would have to look into the actual specifics of for punishment, for lack of better words, but depending on, typically with like the AG's office and the Ethics Commission, I mean, it can range anywhere from, an investigation of no finding to public censures for the commission to, on the extreme end, criminal charges if they found that the Governmental Conduct Act in any way was implicated, or any type of a purchasing or procurement process was implicated. But specifically for going over the recommended LEDA amount, I would have to give you guys I'd have to look into it and give you a specific answer, but I can just speak on the generalities. It would just depend on how they woke up that day when they read the complaint.
Susan, in the report that you guys had audited for the previous one?
For the Fund Center?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the outcome on that?
Well, it wasn't,
It's just
that
a
one
finding.
was pretty political. It was not an audit finding. It was, quite honestly, it was a previous state auditor
Evelyn will speak to
wanting
that
win.
because we dealt with it well after that. Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
wondering.
It was not, Evelyn was here, she can tell you. It wasn't really an audit finding, it really wasn't, but
So what happens is if a complaint is made to the state auditor reviews the complaint and determines if a special audit needs to be done. If a special audit needs to be done, they have two options. They can contact your independent auditor and they can have them do a special audit on top of your regular financial audit, which is what they did with us. The other option is the state auditor's office has special auditors that they can send out to do a state-run special audit. That's not usually what they choose to do. That's if it's a hugely massive amount of fraud. So what would happen is if a complaint was filed, they would request that our auditors do a special audit where they come in and only focus on that one specific thing.
Right.
Then the auditors produce a report. They don't necessarily have to give an opinion because the opinion is developed by the state auditor. In the case of the Fund Center, we actually ended up with having two special audits because a complaint was received in each of those fiscal years. So they do two special audits on the Fund Center. Neither one was considered to be a full audit, so we were not fined. There were no criminal charges. We did receive multiple audit findings from the second one about processes having to do with procurement, processes having to do with how the LEDA funds were awarded and things like that, but they didn't rise to the occasion. The other thing that they can do is, depending on the special audit, if they feel like it's too much, then they can refer it to the Attorney General's office. The Attorney General can then, of course, do any sort of investigation for malfeasance, fraud, anything like that, based on what comes out of the special audit.
thank you. It's been a hot minute. You think I'd know every detail of it after everything I went through, but
Per our lead order, I'm just reading it here real quick. It says, investment protection, the city will provide adequate safeguards to ensure that its rights and financial commitments are adequately protected and recoverable in the event of default. I mean, essentially, we're covering our bases by taking a first. In the event that the taxpayers' money is protected, you know, in the event that something happens that it can't keep going, then the taxpayers' money is protected.
Yes, and so to be clear, as the commission, you guys get to decide how the LEDA funds are allocated. The AG's office, they look to things such as, are the funds actually available? In this case, they are. Is the staff recommendation on that, so for example, in this one, it's the 475,000. That is in fact a recommendation. It's not binding.
Okay.
And so as the commission, if you guys feel, I mean, you're the elected body, if you feel that in this, in this instant case, if extreme amplitude is the way that the commission wants to promote the community for the betterment of the community based off of what the purpose of LEDA is, that is your prerogative. And that, as long as we can stand by that, then that typically would withstand a third-party scrutiny. I mean, the complaints can always be made. Trust me. As an attorney, you can sue anybody for anything. But as long as it is noted that what the funds are being used for does promote the purpose of LEDA itself, which and that the funds are available. Again, the recommendation is just a recommendation, but you as the elected body get to decide whether you exceed that, go lower. That's kind of on.
It also states in there that the minimum benefit to the community to qualify for assistance is the creation of new jobs that pay an hourly rate at least equal to the federal minimum wage or other standards that may be adopted. So the federal minimum wage was $7.50. So, I mean, I understand the calculations and all of that. Would it go off our state minimum wage or off of our?
So it qualifies. What you're looking at, all the qualifications, that's why it's in front of you. So I'm not quite sure what you're asking of me.
I'm just trying to, you know what I mean? It's personally, my personal belief is I'm ready to just get rid of all the LEDA money so that we don't get asked again. You know what I mean? LEDA has always been one of those. It's real contentious. It's like, okay, let's burn up what we have, and then we're done with it. So because it's that's my personal feeling on it. It's like, guys, let's get it spent. It's done. It's over with, and then we don't ever have to go down this road anymore. So, just, as well as I do, LEDA has always been contentious every time it's been used.
It is.
It always has. And we've had some positives. We've had some negatives over the years. I mean, this has been going on since 1996, I think, is when they passed all this. So that's just kind of where I'm at on it. I'm ready to be done with LEDA. So,
We don't have any more questions. I'm ready to go to a vote. Do you guys have any more questions?
Anybody have any questions?
I have one more. I apologize.
Ask away.
I have to really wrap my head around all this, and I apologize. From a business standpoint, this is to Stephanie. We require financials to approve this, correct? Is it 1 year, 2 years, 3 years?
3 to 5 years of whatever needs to prove solvency.
Okay, so what I'm showing here, and she says she's been in business 7 years. I totally agree with that. But in our presentation, I have 1 year of financials.
So I have 2022 and 23.
Okay. So, but what I'm seeing is just 2024.
Okay.
Is the year you
2024.
took it over as the sole owner? Mike?
Yes, it would have been November, December timeframe of 2023, so going into 24, where I was a sole owner. Not trying to cause any ripples here, but
No.
I believe Dr. Hernandez submitted her recommendation prior to receiving my tax returns.
Say that one more
So,
time.
yes, that's true. I do, but I always do that. I always look at each one is looked at independently of another. So I don't compare this one to the ones before. Each one's looked individually at the bill. So before I even bring it forward and make a recommendation, I'm not going to have the company give me all their financial statements. I'm going to look at the job creation, and then request if I feel it does qualify, because I have denied some that haven't qualified. And if I can come up with the job creation number, and that I feel comfortable bringing it in front of commission, then that's when I check for solvency and look at the statements. That's how I've done it in all of them.
Which makes sense if you're a brand-new business. As an existing business, you want to see my financials because I've been contributing to the GRT. So I understand that one of the qualifications for LIDA is the job creation, but part of the payback is the GRT, which I've paid into already, whatever it may be, and the fact that those employees and the people that we bring in will contribute to the payroll tax and to the GRT.
So the GRT that she's going to collect in the next 7 years is going to pay back the $2 million?
No.
It will not, I mathed incorrectly on that.
Oh, okay. That's why the numbers don't jive in my head, and I apologize. I'm kind of a numbers guy, but not a real good one. But
So you're anticipating your revenue to double with the new facility, though?
Yes.
Because it says you're going to go from roughly 300,000 to 600,000 worth of annual revenue.
Yes, so we're almost at 300 currently. We have 80 on the wait list, and we're limited to the number of classes that we can offer, not because I don't have the instructors even, but because I don't have space.
what do you anticipate your expenses to be?
My expenses?
Your revenue goes up, but do you feel like your expenses are going to go up as well?
They likely will to some degree because I'll have insurance on the building then, which I wasn't able to get a quote on, as well as like HVAC expenses. But our building that we're in now is not insulated well at all, and I have very old swamp coolers that are attempting to cool our space. So it may be a wash, to be honest with you.
I live in a metal building, and it takes a little bit to heat and cool them. So,
Right.
but just have you looked at maybe building a metal building?
Yes, I have.
Because
So
it's just
when go
it's
ahead.
it's just going to be a shell, and then you're going to have a build out. And if you're telling me that the build out is only going to be $100,000, I'm thinking that there could be a cheaper.
I wish that were true. So build out, what I'm saying is the build out will take that $100,000. That's what that $100,000 will be used for. There's some build out to the current building. However, when I spoke to White Sands Construction to get an estimated quote for the same size of building, it was going to be $4 million, and that didn't include land. So looking at
White
numbers,
Sands
this is a great
Construction is
deal.
going to be your contractor?
Potentially. I called them because I know them and just because I felt like I could have a good conversation with them. But I'm also a good businesswoman and I know to shop around.
Gotcha. Okay, that's all I have.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Any other questions?
I asked most of mine the last meeting. and-
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Again, my concern is that, because you even said that the other two that we awarded $1 million to, they asked for $2 million.
One asked for 2, the other one asked for 2.2.
Yeah, and we awarded them each $1 million, and now, I don't know how I can justify this. In my mind, I don't know how I can justify it when we just told 2 other people no, but I'm trying.
And the recommendation from staff is $475,000? And that's not going to help you at all?
No. No, it's
Not really, no.
If you were awarded that, what would you do with it?
The 400?
$475,000.
The $475,000?
Yeah, that's what the resolution says here.
If it would be appropriate, I would probably invest it so I could get it to grow, so that we could be accruing money for a building. But I don't know if that's allowed. So unfortunately, that's not. So to be honest with you, sir, I don't know. We're renting now, and the building is so old that that wouldn't be a good investment of the money. So I'm not sure.
Okay.
Potentially purchase a piece of land and have that to be able to use as collateral for a loan, I don't know.
Okay. Good answer.
Thank you.
And originally your application was for $3 million for theirs,
I understand that.
you know.
With
But
the-
I'm just saying that, like, Rad Retrocade and White Sands Theater, they asked for over $2 million each, and we would only give them $1 million. And that's my concern right there, is that somebody out there is watching this, and they're going to go, well, hold on a second.
Sure.
We're in a no-win situation here.
It is,
because-
and it's very unfortunate. I wouldn't want to be sitting in your seat.
I do have to say something. When I got appointed to this seat, one of my biggest things, and I said it, and I know you guys all heard me, I said, I want our community to be a place our kids want to stay, because mine just want to leave. I want a place they can be proud of. And if you look at the amount of options our children have, and airmen, a lot of them have no choice but to travel outside of this city for extracurricular activities. We have a business here who's committed to their community, who serves our military, who puts efforts in, who provides a place for our youth, who wants to grow to provide more opportunity for more youth. And if we hinder that growth, what are we saying to the children of our community? Because what else do they have to do here?
I understand
There
that.
is nothing else for our kids to do in this community. There is no other dance studio. There is no other
That's
gymnastics.
actually not correct.
Is there one other?
There is one other. State of the Arts does have competitive cheer, and they are doing some
Oh,
dance
that's
stuff, I
right.
believe.
So they're fairly
But they
new.
just recently started.
They're fairly new. So we have one other dance place. There's no other gymnastics place.
Correct.
Right?
Mhm.
Is there another cheer place? There used to
So
be.
State of the Arts does cheer.
The cheer as well.
Mhm.
So we have two options for a population of 32,000 with children.
I get it.
That's insane.
I get it, but just a month ago, people were fighting tooth and toe now to get these apartments built.
Well, and we do
And
have
now
one
we're sa-
complex being built.
But now we're saying, okay, we have one complex, we need 900 units.
We
Come on,
do, but
let's
we're
not-
never going to get there.
Well,
Not
we
right,
don't.
not this pace.
You're right, we're not going to get there because we're picking and choosing. And I'm not suggesting one over the other. I'm suggesting that we need to look at all of this. And it's, to me, a month ago, we're arguing over getting apartments built. Now we're saying we don't want the apartments. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm a
We do
little
want the
confused.
apartments. We do want the apartments.
We didn't say we didn't want the apartments. We said we just don't want to utilize LEDA money to
Yeah,
support that.
there's different options for
There's
that.
other options.
Where we could support the apartments. This is the only option that it seems Extreme Amplitude would have. And so we're taking away their one and only option by providing it to another company that may have more. That's just my obviously personal opinion.
In the event that we were only able to do, say, 1.5, would you be able to bridge that gap that you need to get it done?
I feel confident that I could secure the rest of the funds.
If you could do the if we did 1.5, then you could come up with the other 400 or whatever.
Yes, it may delay the addition of some of the programs, but it would at least get us into a building that doesn't have a leaky roof. And shifting foundation, structural issues that we're having with the building. It would get us out of there into a newer, bigger building so that we could grow and expand in some areas. And it would be kind of like you presented to the apartment complex of, can you maybe do it in different phases versus all in right now?
So let me just ask this question, not to anyway, but we're going to be the ones who are auditing, and then we're going to have to be the ones asking the payroll. What if after 5 years, they don't meet the criteria? Are we going to go in and lien the building? Because they won't meet the job creation 1.5.
We'll already have a lien on the building, won't we?
Do we foreclose on it? If they haven't met the job
Are we
creation?
doing 5, 7?
We've always only done 5. Best practices through the state is 5 with you, and I put a 7-year. They have to meet it in 5, but we'll give them 7 if the economy goes
I'm
sideways.
going to just throw this out here, but the cookie factory was done about 15, 20 years ago.
I'm not,
And we still haven't foreclosed
I
that
wasn't there
one.
on the cookie factory. And we're,
just throwing that out
I
there.
know,
That's-
but
None
I'm
of
just,
us were there.
like, this is a different administration.
actually there for one of
Different
them.
staff. So I'm just saying, like, on our side, we're going to have to audit it.
Yes.
What is going to be the direction if they don't meet the 1.5? Will it be foreclosure? The job creation to pay off the 1.5?
They'll either have to pay off the difference of what they still owe,
Yes,
or can
foreclosure.
the,
If
can
I
the
read-
commission, or can the commission at that time give them an extension of time? You know what I mean?
If I
Because
remember,
this money is utilized to try to grow business in our community and to, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I'm kind of torn on this one as well. I feel that it's there. I feel that they will perform and do what they say they'll do. But you never know what tomorrow brings. You know, if we have another COVID hit or any of those type of things, then you never know what tomorrow brings.
Sure.
So I feel confident that they're going to work at it really, really hard and make it work. But
Well, and it may be more than just those 10 jobs if they continue to grow and expand and the programs become popular. You know, they can add more programs and hire more people. So it may not be just what we're projecting now, it may be completely different, which I suspect it will be, yeah.
as far as the Ninja Gym goes, I'm going to participate
Don't
once you
try.
get it up and running. So.
Echo, I'm going to ask one more question. I apologize. Josh brought up a good point. If we said, hey, we give you 1.5, could you kind of say how would you come up with the other?
well, I know what I've been qualified for at the bank, which would get me really close. Unfortunately, that would mean that I couldn't purchase additional equipment, which is what the game plan was for that. I also believe that there's members of our community that would be willing to step up and fill in those gaps. Since I'm my hands are kind of tied as far as bank and traditional loans go.
I understand. I've been there.
Yeah.
So, so you would have to take a mortgage out. And is that how, I mean, would it be a private loan? I mean, I'm just trying to get, what would you be using as collateral?
My business itself. It would qualify then, and then the equipment
You
and
know-
what it's worth.
It'd be a personal loan? I mean,
Then you get some skin in the
Essentially.
game too that way.
Right.
But that's a good point. Why, you actually just made a really good point. I guess maybe I don't understand, but if you were awarded, let's say, I don't know, let's say, okay, there's 1.9 in there. Let's say you were awarded 600,000 or something, 700,000. The bank wouldn't look at that and tell you had enough equity? Like, I don't understand.
She only has 1 year of
I don't know how that
income.
works.
Fine, yeah.
I have never gotten a loan for $1 million, so.
What would the debt service, like, if you gave you 6, you'd have $1 million, you'd have to go do $1.3 million. What would anybody happen to know what the payment on $1.3 million would be?
well, I can tell you the pay.
What's
So,
that? I'm sorry.
so I just threw a number out there.
Yeah.
If you took a $2 million loan out for 30 years at 6%, which I know as a business is not going to happen,
Correct.
you'd be paying $12,000
Yeah.
a month
Correct.
at 6%.
Correct. Which is not feasible.
Is impossible. I mean, so it's just, so you hopefully understand that that's where I'm trying to wrap my head around all this.
Absolutely.
And I think what you're doing is absolutely wonderful. Why don't you come up? and-
Yes, why don't you come up?
throw
I
your-
do her bookkeeping, so I do know her finances. But I also have a question. If she got 1.5 million, let's just throw that number out there. I'm not saying she's getting that. But you guys are sitting here telling me that you're going to put a lien on her building. So how does she go get a mortgage on a building you have a lien on?
She'd have to get a second against it.
That's.
And then that becomes a whole different,
But I think other people have done that, haven't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
it has, as a matter of fact, I think recently that happened, but it is possible, actually.
Okay.
It is possible.
And that's why I proposed that question, because I just have asked for money in the past, and I have been told no. I cannot tell you how many. My first loan was putting my grandmother's vehicles up for collateral. Tell you, you're not walking away from that loan, trust me. So, but yeah, I understand, been there.
I think my other thing that I'm trying to tell her, but I think I agree with Crystal. You know, we're looking at this with a small projection of 10 jobs, but when you're thinking about now you have a space that you can actually open all day, you might have 4 or 5 full-time jobs at $40,000 or $50,000 a year, not $25,000. There's a big difference between that, and you would still be needing your 10 more part-time people. You would just be growing your business in a different way. I think what is hard when you're thinking about moving into a building this size and having this happen is that you can't even wrap your head around what you can actually, the growth potential is. So in saying 10 jobs, I mean, she just hired 5 new people last month. So in 5 years, she'll hire more than 10 people. She's going to hire more than one more full-time person. She's going to need a full-time person to run the front desk of keeping all these people billed and the money coming in and all of that for, you know, 400 to 500 families, kids coming here to work. So I think that the projected number is a little low as far as what she has presented. I'm not saying Stephanie's numbers, that's what she gave Stephanie to work with. But I think when we think about this as a large project in the community, she is employing people, and we're talking full-time dollars, and we are talking people who are going to buy their groceries here and do all of those things here. And we're employing people already who came from out of state who would have had nowhere else to go. Because it is a niche market, but it is amazing how many people come here with that qualification.
My apologies. Could you state your name for the record before you sit down?
Monica Coble.
Thank you.
You guys have more questions?
So, oh my gosh, 4 more meetings. I can't wait. I'm sorry.
You have a marvelous program.
Thank you.
And you-
Okay, yeah, hold on just a second. I was just going to say something, and I always forget because I keep getting interrupted.
Say
I'm
it.
sorry.
Say it.
I'm trying to say it. We have 1.9 million.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm actually more in favor of almost splitting the baby, to be honest with you. And I hate to say it like that, but I have said already, I'm going to say it again, I'm just not in favor of the whole thing because I think there has to be buy-in. I think it's a business, and this is the cost of doing business, and I think that there has to be some buy-in. And so you projected 450,000 or something like that. You know, I'm thinking maybe like 900,000 is where I'm leaning, which is way more.
Sure.
But that's where I'm leaning because I just can't, in good conscience. We had this opportunity for these apartments. We've done nothing but, we fought for the other one to get his apartments. It's like, man, we stood on one leg, turned our head, looked up, crossed our fingers, did all this stuff to make this work for him. And now we're sitting here and we're saying we need to give all this, not that you don't deserve it. Please don't take me wrong. I do think you deserve it. But we're saying we have to give all this to you. And if the other deal is killed, then we just don't have apartments. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to wrap my mind around that because to me, it's almost hypocrisy is what it is. And I don't understand why it was so important that we had apartments a month ago, and now all of a sudden, doesn't matter, not that big of a deal. I'm sorry, that just doesn't make sense to me, and I would be remiss if I didn't say that. So, but I am in favor of giving you more than what you're asking for because I do think you have a great concept. I just think you need some buy-in as well. And if there's a way for you to figure that out, then I would be supportive of that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay.
Commissioner
Anybody else?
Robinson?
You done?
I am. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Me too. You have a marvelous concept. I worked with kids for 30 years, and I know what you're trying to do as far as quality of life for children in this community. But I'm like her. I'm torn. We don't have enough money to spread.
Right.
This is a small town, and we're poor, and we don't have enough resources to develop all the things that we do. So I feel for all the commissioners who are on the fence now, because this is very difficult. In fact, I'm going to state my difficulty. I don't want to vote for this tonight. I really don't. I feel for you. I feel for the airmen. I don't like this situation.
I don't either.
Yeah, and so I want to give this until the next meeting so that we can look at viability of either fundraising or some other kinds of things, because I don't want to do this tonight. I'm telling you. I feel like you do. This is a lose-lose situation.
I agree.
The next meeting is a week from tomorrow. Just, not that I am for that or against that. I'm just telling you that in November and December, we flip-flop our meetings. And because next Tuesday is the elections, we're putting it off until Wednesday. So when you say next meeting, we're only talking about
till next week.
A week, yeah. I don't know if that matters or not, but
I want to explore other options and other possibilities, because you have a plan, and I respect what you're doing. I talked to you about fundraising and your star cheerleader who's dancing for who?
She's retired now, but
Okay,
yeah.
So,
okay, thoughts?
Well, I get what you're saying too, but in respect of all these people here and of Echo for all the time she has put in the application, the conversation's the same. I don't want to hash up the same business for another 2 hours next week.
I understand. I'm just.
So I'm just going to shoot for the stars, and I'll probably get slammed down, but that's okay. I would like to see the remaining LEDA funds be given to Extreme Amplitude.
is that what the resolution says?
Is that the motion?
Yes, I would like to motion for the remaining LEDA funds to be rewarded or awarded, to Extreme Amplitude.
1.9
million.
Instead of 475,000?
Correct.
Okay, I have a motion on the,
That's what she's asking for, correct? Echo, can you clarify you're asking for 1.8 or 1.9?
I'm asking for 1.9 so that I have enough to purchase the building and do the build-out. Yes, sir. But I'm always open for more.
sorry, we're out of money. So that's your motion?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the motion is to award $1.9 million to Extreme Amplitude. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion so we can vote. I asked that we do this the next meeting. That wasn't supported. No, we don't want to keep discussing. No, we don't. We want to get this over with. All right, all right.
In the event that we vote on this tonight and it doesn't pass, then it's dead. If we do wait till next week and staff can gather the facts, they can get a little bit more information, because if we vote tonight and they vote it down, it's dead.
That's what I was trying to say.
What additional information could be gathered to support or not support?
And remember, there's only 6 of us voting. And if it's a tie, it's dead.
What additional information are we talking about?
Well, like, say we were only able
I
to
don't know.
get 1.5, she'll probably need a little bit of time to make sure that it even works. If she can borrow the additional money, and the bank's gonna be okay with the second, you know what I mean, there's some issues. That's where I have the issue tonight. I don't wanna hold it up on another week, but if we vote and it's a 3-3, the issue's dead.
Okay. So I can respectfully retract the motion and give it another week?
I don't know, I'm confused. Ask our attorney.
Attorney?
I don't believe the motion was ever seconded.
Mr. Rob-
Oh, he did, oh,
I
I'm sorry.
second it, yeah.
So Josh is correct. I'm sorry, Commissioner Reardon is correct.
Yeah, I know.
If it fails, we cannot bring it back.
Yeah.
If
And that's what I was trying to do.
you adjust the amount to something that the commission can live with, you can amend the amount to something that all of you can live with and pass it to give one that would give, an answer. And also remember, just because you approve it tonight, there still needs to be the second reading on the 18th, and it doesn't go into effect until 10 days, and then we have 45 days after that to get the PPA. So that's the time frame you're looking.
Even more time.
That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to take more time for them to be able
What's
to
that?
move forward.
Do we put an amendment on the motion that's been,
So you would make an amendment of how much you all can agree to, or whatever you want. Like Commissioner Guthrie said 1.9, somebody says 1 million, 1.29. I mean, like, whatever the amount, amount you would like, you would make a motion to pass with amendment of not 475.
Also, regarding the motion that was already seconded, since there has not been a vote yet, you, as the bringer of the motion, can seek to withdraw that motion as long as there's no objection to it.
Do we want to amend, or do you guys want to wait a week?
So you have to make a formal withdrawal, Commissioner.
Okay.
Guthrie.
I will formally withdraw the motion. I don't think we have a choice.
So just for, staff doesn't need more time, like, I don't know what other information will come forward.
Right,
so-
that's my
Yeah.
question, is what other
I-
information
I
is
think we
there?
have all the information, it was all presented, I think we all have all the information, so there's nothing else that staff needs, I think it's just a,
I think the only thing she can do is actually go to the bank and see what she can qualify for,
And she's already done that.
right? I mean,
There's not
So-
much more she can do. So it's really the discussion between us as commissioners is what are we willing to do? I think we're all on the side that we would like to give her something. The question is, what can we agree on?
Are we able to agree on enough that it's going to let the project move forward?
So that's the discussion I think that needs to be had. I don't think a week is going to do much for us in that regard.
I have a question. So last meeting, you guys passed a resolution that it would not go to the housing?
No, we didn't pass a resolution, we just.
No, we
It
didn't
was
pass
voted,
anything.
okay, it was voted upon though. So what
it
happens
was just,
with
it
that?
was not voted, it
No.
was just,
it was voted?
it was
Direction to
direction to
staff.
staff.
Directions.
Okay, I just was curious on
No,
that.
we didn't vote on anything official.
But while you're here, can you just go ahead and give us an idea of what you can get?
It's
Because-
around 350,000. That means, yeah, no new equipment. And I'm also not sure what the process looks like going to the bank on a, what if I get this building, how much would you be willing to, my experience with banks, that's not really how it works.
Well, I think your question was, the subject matter was, if you could take like 1.5, would you be able to finance? So that was my question. How much could you, like, if the city were to, in the LEDA funds, to give you a certain amount, what would you be willing to work with or could work with?
Like, what if we said 900,000?
I don't know how much that would help me, to be honest with you, but again, it would be going to the bank to see, like, I'm getting awarded this, what does that make it look like for me? And then reaching out to individual investors who think this is a cause worth investing in to see what they would be willing to do.
And just for the record, so once you approve it, second reading, the time does not start on the 5 years until she's in the building.
Right.
So that gives her time as well to kind of go and get those money.
Kind of. I mean, we have to be able to make the deal. So if I don't have if I'm not awarded the full amount, then I have to come up with that as soon as possible.
Yeah, but again, that doesn't start the clock until that happens.
But that's good information. Thank you.
You guys know where I stand, so I'm waiting.
We gotta wait for Warren to get back to you.
I'm just ready to go watch the baseball game.
It's actually been a long meeting for such a light agenda.
I mean, I can't vote, so I'm just.
I see, the general consensus is that it seems like we want to help.
Mhm.
It's just deciding on what the dollar amount is, and
It's already over. Blue Jays won.
So I'm going to make we have a recommendation by the city manager that has looked at numbers already. We have a commissioner that wants to give it all away, and then everybody else is in the middle. So we can sit here all night long, and we're not going to get anything out of this. So.
I agree.
Well, it has to be resolved
I
somehow.
can.
Where do we go from
Can I
here?
just? I can feel comfortable with $1 million. I think that's, on our side, I think I could work. I think that can be justified if we extend the time frame out. We don't typically do that, but I could.
I don't think $1 million's going to be enough for her to be able to do anything, though. That's not going to be enough. That's the problem.
And just so, like, it's not the value of it on staff side, we have to audit it,
Oh,
and
I
that's just a
understand.
staff recommendation.
But how do you audit that? Yeah.
If we were to table this till the next meeting, which is what, about 7 days away, does that give you ample time to try to, based off of some of the numbers you're hearing out there, to figure out how you could make the extra work? Okay, does that make sense? Like I say, the fear I have, the fear I have tonight is if we go with the motion and it fails, or it's a 3-3, then it's a dead deal and it's done. We can't bring it back. And, I don't think Commissioner Tapley here's comfortable with the full amount. I'm kind of torn in the middle. I'm kind of like Commissioner Guthrie. I just want to get rid of all of it and be done with LEDA. But does that give you enough time, though, to come up with the plan B to figure out how to make what we can give you work for what you want to do? I know going to a bank, you're not going to be able to go in and get an answer yes or no, but you can at least answer some questions.
I mean, I won't say no if I'm given the opportunity to be given some money
Yeah.
to move us forward, but, and I may shoot myself in the foot for saying this, but at the end of the day, XA goes on regardless of what you guys choose to do. We're going to go in every day, and we're going to help everybody be the best version of themselves that they can be.
Okay.
You're in a position of whether or not you choose to be a part of that or not, in whatever fashion that means to you. And I understand all of that has to sit well with your spirit and understanding that you represent the people of your districts, and if you think that it's a worthy investment that way. And I feel for all of you that this other presentation was brought up after a decision was made that now has really split you and put you into this decision of having to choose between our military having a roof over their heads and our kids in our community having something. I think that was unfair, and I don't envy you whatsoever.
Thank you.
I'm going to make a motion.
Wait, I have one question. I have a question. The loan that you checked into, was that just a regular loan, or was that an SBA loan?
SBA has not been helpful. Like I said before, when I went in, the second time, they were surprised that we had made it, that we had survived. And when I went in the first time, I had done more research than the SBA person that was there. And granted, there could be a new person there, and it may be something I need to look into, or maybe I need to look into SBA in Las Cruces. Maybe they have different resources.
Because that's what the SBA is there for, and I'm just very surprised that.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really surprised. I feel like your business is more valuable than that. SBA is there to grow small businesses, so I don't get that. I just don't get that, and I think maybe you're just talking to the wrong people.
There was only one lady there, so.
It depends on the personality of the person who's.
Yeah, and I think.
Echo, are you talking about on?
On the hill, yes.
So that was because were contracted with OCDEC, and OCDEC had very specific on full-time job creations.
Okay.
So that, I didn't realize that's who you were.
Which is fine. I understood
It's
when I
been a
went in
minute.
initially to apply for the LIDA. It was when I went in afterwards to try to get loan, and she said, oh my gosh, you guys are still in existence? That I struggled then to be like, well, are you actually here to help me or not?
So, but that's been a minute since you've done
It
that.
has been. So that's what I was saying. It may be worth another trip up there to see if it's someone else.
I think it is. I work with her a lot for just different people and clients and stuff, and it just doesn't sound like the person that I know. The person I know, she is more than willing. She wants to see small businesses succeed. So I don't even know what happened, but it is worth another visit. It is worth, because that is, you are exactly what SBA is designed for. Your business is exactly what it's designed for. So I'm just a little surprised that hasn't happened yet. And don't banks do SBA loans? Or do you have to go through?
Again, it goes back to the financials that I have and how all of our income was written off by the previous business owner that managed the business side.
Yeah,
So
but
then it
I
didn't look
think
like-
that there are ways to get around that.
So I've worked with Darrow at First National Bank to look at every option available, and that was within the last year, and that's what I qualified for.
Was that at First American Bank?
I'm sorry, yes, First American.
Yeah, yeah.
Just for the record, Darrow is one of the only commercial lenders in our area that would actually do something like that. So she doesn't have many options when looking at lenders in this area.
Right, but he was looking at a loan that was not backed by the SBA. And I'm just
Correct.
saying to go look at an SBA loan because you're exactly what they're looking for. So to me, and I'm not saying you would get it, but I would think that you would have a better chance at that. So, I mean, I'll just tell you that one time we were talking about doing something. We actually talked to Darrow's wife. She works at the other bank, but she was more than willing to help us, and it was a brand-new concept. So that's why I'm a little confused, honestly.
I wish I was making it up, however, I know.
No, I'm not saying you're making it up. I'm just really confused on
Yeah.
why you got that treatment. That
Yeah,
doesn't make sense
and maybe
to
it was
me.
a different person, and it is
Yeah.
something worth looking into.
Okay, so let's put it off for a week, and I would encourage you to really work on that in the next couple of days and at least see what you find out.
Do we need a motion to table this till the next meeting? Okay, I make a motion, we table item 10 until the next regular meeting.
A second.
Second.
Hold on a second, I have a
got
motion.
2 seconds, look at that.
Hold on, Dylan, I'm working on it. Okay, I have a motion from, who are you? Commissioner Reardon, sorry, to table this until the next meeting. I have a second from Commissioner Tapley. I can't see it, but I remembered who you were. It's late, I'm sorry. Could we put up the vote, please?
Give you a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Could we wait until the vote goes through? I'm just as tired as you, I promise. I worked all day too, so. Anyway, motion passes 5-1 with one abstention.
Why is there, somebody voted
5-1
no?
with one abstention.
Somebody voted no.
Oh, gotcha, okay. All right, that's fine. So the motion is, or the item is tabled until next meeting. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
A motion from Commissioner Reardon to adjourn, a second from Mayor Pro Tem McDonald. Can we put up the vote, please?
I vote yes. I've already closed out.
You're a little heavy-handed there.
I've already closed out.
My back teeth are now floating on.
Oh, they are,
That's
dude.
why.
It's like,
Mayor Pro Tem McDonald, how do you vote?
Yes. I second it, so.
We're not technically adjourned yet. Okay, motion passes 7-0. Now we're adjourned.